Hello everyone, welcome in, welcome in. I went with my very creatively titled Starting Soon 2 playlist this time around because I felt like something a little bit more chill. So that includes My Poisonous Friend by Ray Kerfoot, Daily Grind by the same wonderful man, and Parasomnia by, once again, Ray Kerfoot. And I hope you liked it as much as I do. They're quite good songs. Let me change the scene real quick and start up some gameage. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if good old OBS is going to realize eventually that the game is indeed actually on. But, you know, in order for that to happen, the game has to be on, which is, you never know with Killing Floor 2. It takes a little while. You know, the game is getting to that old age. He's about to apply for his pension. Might need a hip replacement soon. He doesn't walk as well as he used to do, but by God, he's got a lot of fond memories of his life. Any minute now. I was gonna say, it feels like it's been so long since I've been on here, but it's just been 4 days. I guess it's just that a lot of stuff has happened in the last 4 days. Had a rather eventful weekend. Which is always good, by the way. Like, that's not a complaint. Let me see if this is now going to work properly. Oh yeah, it is. Wonderful. You'll love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So to be honest, I don't really know yet what we're gonna do other than kill Zeds, but hey, that's probably fine. I think it's okay. I wanted to check, did we get any Halloween tickets last time? We got like one. Oh yeah, I remember now. I played for like 4 hours and I got one stinking ticket. How rude. How absolutely rude. Well, you know what? We didn't get to the, like, last bit of the maps here, so why don't we go from the bottom to the top and start with Zed Landing, and then just see what we feel like. Yeah, hard is fine. I like it when a game is short and hard, like a bodybuilding elf. You know? Everyone has their preferences, I suppose. Let's get in there. But yeah. Like I said, it feels odd, man. Chronological units, the time, it do be passing in very, very weird ways. Do we want to do the same thing and just go from bottom to the top? You know what? That seems like an idea. Let's do it. Yeah, HX25 is fine. I finally decided to switch off of the cock and burn on Survivalist, so I will no longer be whipping my cock around all over the place. On the flip side, though, the perk abilities that I've picked might actually have a meaningful effect on my gameplay. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. But yeah, how was my weekend, you might be thinking? Thank you for thinking that, by the way, and also do not be alarmed about me reading your mind. It's totally fine. I only see the normie stuff. All the fucked up shit you're thinking, that's off limits for me. You know, like, you and I signed an NDA about this that you might not remember, but it definitely happened, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweaty, as they say sometimes. I actually went and essentially had what might as well be described as a work day in some ways. Because I went to a wargaming event and a couple friends and I demoed Age of Sigmar, actually, which is possibly my favorite actual tabletop wargame. I play a lot of 40k too, but I would basically say that I think I prefer AOS in the grand scheme of things. I don't know how that was a headshot, but I will not be asking questions. I guess I should have, probably should have kept, like, that last grenade for this big lad over here. We do have the 9mm. That worked out quite nicely. So basically, I got up super early just to be able to get there on time. Let me check something real fast, though. Okay, we're Gucci. I just had, like, a sneaking suspicion that I had left something on in the background that I'm not supposed to. But it was just in my head, thankfully. It's boring, but we're gonna go for the Locust, because why would we not? It's really fun. Just shoot bugs at people. It's totally fine. So, I had an early morning. Super early morning, in fact. I'm one of those weirdos that you could not tell based on the way I look. And especially not now, like, 8 days into Movember. Like, by God, I'm starting to look like a hobo with my patchy ass, and I use the term loosely, beard. And mustache. Like, I look awful, but hey, I guess at least it's for a good cause. Copium. That's the copium I'm gonna be huffing for the next, oh, I don't know, 20 days or so. I'm hoping that eventually, you know, I get used to how disheveled I look, and then it will be fine. But either way, I do tend to do cardio like every single day. Like I said, you couldn't really tell because I'm just like built different, but in a bad way in this case. So I got up super early to be able to do like an hour's worth of cardio before we left out. So I was up a little bit before 5, I think, which is kind of nasty. But I do like getting up early, actually, on days like that, when I'm not forced to, when it's just like out of my own volition. It's kind of fun. The whole town is still asleep. You don't have to worry about much, although I don't exactly have the chance to run into a lot of people because I'm one of those home gym master race people. Do you think this will kill him? No. I was gonna say maybe 1 is enough, but apparently 1 was not, in fact, enough. Oh, baby, yeah, give me that quick, not so quick Z-time reload. I was gonna say, I forgot that this is, in fact, a survivalist gun, and it doesn't belong to another perk, first and foremost. It does have high rate of fire. We don't yet have the Z-time ability. We did get the reload, like, fast in there. I suppose it's because we started it in Z-time. Man, the melee is quite bad on this, huh? Such delayed melee. So I got up super early to get some cardio in, which is fine, to be honest. Nothing explicitly wrong with that. And we did get there on time, and then I think we had 5 demo games in the end, which in the span of about 8 hours is not bad at all, actually. Most of the people, in fact, I would say all the people that came to our little table were extremely satisfied, and that's basically why you do it, so I was very pleased. We had some young folks, like some actual little kids. I think we had like one of them, some teenagers, and some people of my peer group, basically. It was a wonderful time. You know, getting to show something that you're passionate about is always a good time, I would say. And that's basically what the weekend was for me in that regard, at least on Saturday. And Sunday was the birthday party of my old grandpa. And I love that old man. I think I got a lot of my mannerisms and definitely my humor from him. He's a very funny guy for sure. And you know, it's kind of, I'm really happy that he's still around. I'm slightly realizing now as I'm getting older that I shouldn't be taking that for granted because people die. As it turns out, infinite health glitch is not really doable in meat space, or at least we haven't figured it out. Kind of sad if you ask me, but it is what it is. Do I want to just get the weird gun, the Reducto Ray? Yeah, why not? Let's just get the Reducto Ray. We'll get the other thing back soon enough. Yeah, just spend all the money. It's fine. But yeah, so we ended up celebrating my grandpa's birthday, and it was a good time. He enjoyed himself. Whole family got together. We barely fit at the table. Not because we're so numerous, but we're a very fat family. And yes, I'm fat-shaming my own family. I think I'm allowed to. I think if anybody is allowed, that's me, but who cares? They're not here anyway, so whatever. You can't tell me what to do, Mom. I'm on Twitch.tv. And that was basically half the time that I spent on Saturday. The other half, I went to a kind of almost, like, wreck of a place, which is hopefully in time going to turn into our local wargaming club. But for right now, it looks like, well, I wouldn't call it a homeless shelter, because homeless shelters get cleaned occasionally by the people working there. This place, if it was a homeless shelter, that would be an improvement. But hey, you know, it's a work in progress. Let's say it how it is. It's a fixer-upper. There's a long list of stuff we gotta do before the place can be considered actually fit for human use, I would say. But we did quite a bit, and I mean, I say we. I'm using the royal we, but because of my, you know, like, elderly grandpa's birthday party, I only ended up joining a little later, so it was a bunch of friends that actually did most of the heavy lifting. I just cleaned some blinds, basically, although they were extremely dirty, so in my defense, it was a lot of work cleaning those. And I played some Overwatch 2 over the weekend with some friends after, and I don't know what to think about that game. I wouldn't say that I hate it, it's just there's a lot of stuff I don't get, still. And, I don't know, it's fun to play with friends. I have played some solo as well, and solo is still fine as well. In fact, solo, interestingly enough, in terms of win rate, I would almost say goes better, but I don't think that has anything to do with the skills or lack thereof on my friend's part. I think it comes down to the fact that I don't get matched against other premates so much, and therefore the game becomes a little easier, but I don't know if they still do that. I know they used to do that in Overwatch 1. I also played that back in the day for, I don't know, like 30-40 hours. Big portion just on ranked quick play, which is kind of what I'm doing right now as well. I mean, it's a good time waster, I'll give it that much. I refuse to play anything that isn't a tank. I've made my bed and I'm going to lie in it. I'm just like, yeah man, I'm just going to stick to what I like, which is being a big beefy motherfucker and making the whole fight about me. Which has the plus side of you know, it kind of gets you that attention you might be seeking in a video game. At the same time, though, it also means that there is a little bit of pressure on you. And I don't know if other people think this, if maybe you're under the illusion that tanks in Overwatch have, like, something to do other than stay alive, but that's literally all you have to do. The only thing you gotta do is stay alive, preferably on the objective. Nothing else matters. Your damage, your mitigation numbers, none of that shit matters. Just do not die for the longest possible time. Be as frustrating to deal with for the enemy team as humanly possible, and you are doing your job correctly. Incidentally, supports also feel the same way about you, as in, you know, they want you to stay alive, but they don't want to necessarily just be up your butt the whole time. So you might be seeing a lot of tanks that are very independent. I'm talking D.Va with a lot of advanced mobility, really good, like, you know, just skills that they can trigger. I'm talking Roadhog, who is fucking impossible to kill. But I don't play those, because I am a cringelord. I prefer to play Winston, of all things, because no aim, no brain, right? Head empty, just Tesla cannon, I suppose. And I play a fair bit of Reinhardt, and I mean, it tends to go rather well, so I can't really complain. But it is also, like, random fucking unranked quick play. So I think you're kind of okay playing anything. Although I have seen some really bad players on the enemy team. I've seen some good players that just played like crap as well. In terms of, like, they're really good at the killing game, but someone should tell them that this game isn't Call of Duty. So even if they get, like, 30 kills and, like, 2 deaths, if they don't get those kills on the objective, it basically doesn't matter. But, you know what, maybe we shouldn't tell them that, because it makes it a lot easier to farm those valuable wins, so that I can feel better about myself. So that's basically been going on. And I could have streamed yesterday, but I decided not to, because as you might be aware, in fact, if you look below the little stream window, you may notice that the follower number is at a solid 11 now, which, I don't know if you've been to a mathematics class, like, ever, but 11 is in fact more than 10. Not by much, I mean, depends on how you look at it. I could say it's only more than 10 by one number. At the same time, though, if I express it in percentages, you know, like, oh, it's 10% greater, you might be like, wow, 10%, huh? It's not bad in this economy, bro. And I mean, you know, that's how you do it. That's how I'm going to choose to express it, so that I feel better about it. But I did say that I was going to do, like, a little project for fun if I get to 10 followers, and I have started working on it. I'm going to be doing a song cover, I guess, complete with, like, a music video, for 16 Tons by Tennessee Ernie Ford. It's a fun little song. I would say relatively easy to sing, although I'm not, like, trained in singing in any way, and I refuse to really, like, self-train properly, because, I don't know, I'm lazy. But I gave it, I would say, well, I would hesitate to say my best shot, but I gave it a shot, at any rate. I have the actual, you know, vocal, like, singing part of it recorded. Now I still gotta record a bunch of stuff. I don't think I can carry that, can I? Oh, I can. Wonderful. But I'm still yet to record the actual video that I will be, you know, like, editing together. But expect that by the end of the week, I would say. So I'm hoping, if nothing else, I will get to share that with the stream in some way. Probably early next week, because I don't think I'll be streaming over the weekend. But I'm happy I reached that milestone. I didn't think that I would. I already have, like, another goal, which I've mentioned before, but in case you missed it, the other thing that I'm planning on doing is, once we get to 25 followers, I'll be actually probably doing a live, like, karaoke of Pepper Coyote's No Cock Like Horsecock, which is, I believe, a brave choice, because I don't know if it's TOS or not, but I'm hoping if it is, that being small streamer will, you know, be a good enough excuse for Daddy Twitch not to ban me. And it's not that long of a song, so what are the odds that that a Twitch, like, staff member is gonna be here when I'm doing it? What are the odds of that, right? The editors note, you know, when like, you're putting this in like, live stream fails, edit this together with that moment when the Twitch staff member is definitely in my chat as I sing about how much I love taking giant dick. It would be funny. I mean, to be honest, it would be kind of cool to be featured on Livestream Fails. Like, you know, it would be an honor. I'm something of a celebrity myself, is what I would say. He's gonna get, like, bigger as time goes on, right? I think we tested this before. No, leave me alone. I do not wish to die right now. Kind of lucky that he didn't do a different type of grenade. Is he still small? He's still kind of small. Oh, that's not gonna hit him at all. Turns out you still gotta aim with, like, some of your weapons, man. Insane how that works. There we go. Just make him tiny and then feed him to the bugs. That's the strat. The Locust is insane, man. It's so much fun. This rate of fire is also incredible. But I mean, hey, it's a Seeker 6 HRG. It kind of makes sense, right? That they wouldn't change that. But yeah, so that's the goal that I have, and it's in 14 followers, which is quite a bit of a way away, but hey, you never know. If we never get there, that's also fine. At least I won't have to embarrass myself, I suppose. I win either way, basically. Plus, I'm also thinking about a bunch of other small projects, but I might not tie those to streaming stuff. I might just end up, like, doing something on the side. Kind of uncertain, though, because what I'm struggling with is finding the time to do all the stuff that I would like to do. But I think I should be able to manage. I mean, hey, over the weekend, especially, like, yesterday, I could have taken the 1.5 hours, I think it was, by the end of it, that I spent on Overwatch 2 and just done something else. I just didn't feel like it. And no, before you accuse me of it, I am not in any way, shape, or form addicted to that game. If I was, I would be playing it right now. But I don't actually think that it's necessarily a good idea to stream it for me. I don't believe I'm particularly good / knowledgeable about the game. I don't think that I could run it properly with my current rig. So I don't think I will be doing that. But we'll see. Maybe by Friday I change my mind. Because Friday, I put the schedule out, actually. So in case you want to know, like, my movements for the week, feel free to hit the schedule tab and you'll see it, basically. For once, I'll have a stream on Wednesday, because the social event that I usually go to, like, it's actually like a language conversation class type of event that I just go to for fun. I'm one of those guys that only goes there to socialize, basically. I don't know if that makes me a bad person or not. I mean, I am a bad person, but I don't think I'm a bad person because of that. But either way, this week is going to get, like, the location for it is going to be the local spa, which is an amazing location, do not get me wrong. It's just, I don't know if I want to go to the spa with those people. As rude as that may sound. I'm just like, I don't know, bro. If I'm going to go to the spa, I would love to go just by myself and not care about anybody else's schedule and not have to worry about, like, oh my god, like, am I a dick for ditching these guys in the sauna? Like, how will I find them again? I won't be wearing my glasses either, so I won't see, like, jack shit, basically, if they're farther than, like, 2 meters. I wouldn't say that it's stressful. I'm just like, I don't know if I want to go through that. I would either go with, like, closer friends and then, like, really enjoy ourselves and just shoot the shit, like, the whole afternoon / evening. In this case, evening. Or I would go by myself. And, like, that's basically where I'm at right now. Hence why I'm currently thinking, like, yeah, I'm not going to be going. But that means I do get to stream. And I'm kind of happy about that because I would love to do 3 streams a week. At least until the end of the day, for sure. And perhaps after that as well, we'll see. Right now, the way I like to do stuff is I like to just, you know, pick a routine almost, like set it up, and then do it for at least like a couple months to see if I still like it after. So right now, this whole streaming thing is like an experimental thing for me where I'm like, hey, I really enjoy it. I don't know if I will continue to enjoy it forever, but for the time being, I'm having a lot of fun with it for sure. But it's kind of early to say that it's going to be like an integral part of my existence. Which is why I want to give it, you know, the old college try for a few months, basically. And I mean, I've been more active streaming-wise since September for sure. October, like the end of October and now November has been a lot better. And I'd like to keep it up, to be honest. I'm having a lot of fun with the whole thing. And like I said, I was itching to stream even yesterday. But I decided in the end, like, nah, man, I gotta take care of some of the admin stuff. I had to, like, schedule some of the VODs. And I also did, like, a little bit of editing on some other stuff. Because I still actually need to cut the previous TED Talk that I did. Like, I still need to turn that into its own little video. And I haven't done that in the slightest. So that's something that's gonna have to happen eventually. It's not really a hard job, it's just kind of a boring job, which is why I haven't, like, actually done it yet. But we'll get there eventually, I'm thinking. But for the time being, whether you like it or not, I'm probably gonna be on this platform more. Around the same intensity / frequency that I'm doing right now. And only time will tell if that's good for me or for you. We will see. I mean, hey, it's kind of good for me. I like talking to myself anyway, so it's all good. I would basically be doing this when I play video games anyway. It just gives me like a solid excuse to not have to go to a shrink, basically. Although I don't know if actually talking to yourself is as bad as it's made out to be, like, historically. Everyone is like, oh god, that makes you crazy. But I don't agree, to be honest. Especially if you're not a particularly social person, you don't go out too much, you're a shut-in, then I think, like, just talking out loud is gonna help because you won't be scared of your own voice, at least. I'm one of those weirdos in that regard where I can be extremely social. Like, I handle myself relatively well in social situations, I would say. Possibly extremely well, and I downplay it, I'm not sure. But I don't necessarily have a need to go out. Again, this week, basically, I don't think I'm going out before the weekend anywhere. And even on the weekend, I'm gonna be kind of doing hobby stuff, which will involve a fair bit of socializing, but still kind of a different vibe than just going out to a bar. And don't get me wrong, I like going out to bars and getting drunk. It's totally fine. In fact, with the right company, it's great fun. But at the same time, I don't know if I necessarily miss it, you know? I'm okay just existing. It's fine, dude. Like, I can just be that way, basically. But speaking of bars, I had like a really awkward moment earlier today. It didn't really happen to me. It happened, like, around me, I guess is the way best... The best way that I could express it would be to phrase it like that.
Hurry up.
I guess we could sell this and get like a nail gun, but you know what? Let's do it. So essentially, I had to go to the post office to get a few packages. And I don't really mind doing that in the first place. Like, don't get me wrong, post office, it's not my hangout spot, if you will. I wouldn't go there just on a whim, but if I gotta go there, I don't mind. And to be honest, over the last, like, year or so, I've had relatively okay experiences as well, where I usually get done there quite fast, so I don't have much to complain about. So I went there, but this time my father also came with me, because he apparently also had a letter that he had to pick up. Now, even he himself mentioned that I possibly could have, like, picked up the letter for him, because we live under the same address. I think I mentioned this before. We have, like, a large, like, communal house with multiple flats in it, and they basically live, like, upstairs, and I live on the first floor, or if you're American, the second floor, technically. You have to excuse my American accent and my British, like, definitions, because the British definition is a lot closer to how we say it in Hungary, and big spoiler alert, I'm actually Hungarian. Deploy the self-docs, mention that you're Hungarian, every stream challenge, 2022, so far undefeated. Difficulty extremely easy, apparently. So he ended up coming in to the post office with me, and it led to this really weird situation where I don't know if his blood sugar was just low or what the situation was, really. He got, like, really upset. And I'll give some context, though, because, you know, maybe you understand. Boilerelado. Indeed, my friend. Welcome in, Ren. Hope you're doing good. But we went to the post office, and basically what ended up happening was there was a short queue of people waiting to collect their packages. But for some reason, the queue was closer to the entrance than like located right at the little, like, window where you talk to the post people that worked there. And they had, like, left a huge gap basically in between, but it was clearly the queue to go forward, essentially. And my father, for some reason, immediately after getting in, we're talking like 30 seconds into the whole thing, is immediately, like, with a very audibly upset voice, demanding to know why people aren't standing at the actual gate. You know, let's do Riot Shielding Glock 18C. I feel like it could be fun. So either way, what ended up happening was he basically raised his voice a little and started, like, questioning in a relatively rude manner why these fucking people, he didn't say fucking, but it was implied, it was heavily implied, why they're standing where they're standing instead of, like, closer to the actual windows. And, you know, no one really had, like, a proper answer. People moved up a little bit, but they didn't move up enough for his liking. So immediately after, again, like, about 10 seconds pass, and he's shouting once again. Well, not shouting, but, you know, raising his voice slightly. It's a really quiet post office, so even that, like, sounds way louder than it is normally. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, just go to the counter, man, I believe were his exact words, if I translate them. And essentially what ended up happening was this guy, who I assume was like a physical laborer based on his looks. I'm not like saying like, oh, he looked dumb. Like the man literally had like, you know, like paint splatters and stuff on his overalls, which, yeah, like that's what happens when you do like wall painting and stuff. He started like questioning my dad, like what the hell's wrong with you? And I think that's a very real question at that point, when someone is barely inside the building for 2 minutes and immediately is asking you like, hey man, why don't you go stand like closer there? So I can see why he would be upset. I don't think we can fight our way out of here. Like, we might be dead because we got like tagged by one of these flesh pounds. Yeah, I don't think we live. No, we definitely don't live. We got completely cornered. I thought we could get up the staircase, but apparently the flesh pound knockback like got us into this little nook here. That's totally fine though. I don't really mind. And I mean, hey, it just goes to show SWAT sucks though. I mean, here's case in point. You can't even finish a hard game as SWAT. Definitely not a skill issue, obviously. So basically, they got into an argument with this guy immediately, like not 2 minutes into being in this location. And even the workers at the post office closest to this whole thing were like giving us looks and basically asking my dad to calm the fuck down. Again, exact words here, actually, which is kind of messed up. And I remember telling my dad, like, hey, like, maybe you want to, like just, you know, like, stop, basically. And then he got upset at me, and I don't understand the whole thing, but it was very awkward. I will say that my behavior probably wasn't nice either towards him, just being, like, instead of having his back. But I don't really know what he wanted, man. Like, what did he expect? That I would just have his back, and then we'd fucking tag team champion this random-ass guy at the fucking post office at, like, 5 p.m.? Are you insane? Like, do you want to do, like, a WWE thing right after work? I'm not even wearing my costume. Like, come on now. I can't believe that counts as a headshot, but it didn't kill him. I want my bullet back immediately. So that's the awkward story of the day for me. That's a cringe story, if you will, that occurred today. There's one every day, in case you were wondering, and that's why I am now showing my true colors and have included the cringelord tag. I also just think it's a funny word, to be honest. And I mean, I like self-depreciation. I think it's a fun little humorous thing to do. Plus, I don't know, like, I'm not above being, like, shit on by anybody, including, but not limited to, Twitch chat. And I want it to be, like, you know, transparent that I'm like that. I usually like to bully streamers a little bit, all in good fun, I hope. And if I ever, you know, cross any lines, I would hope that they tell me. Maybe not, like, right there in the stream, but perhaps in private. And I hope that it won't ever come to that, but you never know, I guess. But I kind of want the same vibe for myself, you know? Like, I don't mind the little bully. And if it's too much, then I'll complain about it and let the person know. To be honest, though, it doesn't bode well for us that we died as SWAT and now we're trying to do sharpshooter on a map that I would not rate highly either. It's a cool looking map, but it's not a fun map to play, is the biggest complaint I can raise for it. So that was my interesting thing that happened today, if you can call it interesting. And obviously I worked today. It's a whole thing. You tend to go to your day job and do day job things. And honestly, that aspect was mostly okay. Although it's very hard to actually follow your own timetable of work when stuff keeps getting added to it, kind of against your will almost. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I have like some stuff I need to do on a deadline, but I haven't really gotten to it yet. I guess we still have like some time. And when I say we still have some time, I meant to hydrate, and also to, like, for me to potentially finish those projects, basically. I mean, some of the customers are definitely waiting on one of the things that I'm working on, but hey, good things come to those who wait, I guess, is the saying. So maybe, hopefully, they know about that one, and they won't be too mad. But we'll have to wait and see. Apparently, waiting is a big word in this stream. Keeps coming up. Yeah, so basically the last stream I'm aiming to do this week is going to be the Friday one, but like I said, I'm kind of uncertain of what that's going to be in terms of the chosen game. It's most likely going to be more Killing Floor, because, I don't know, it's a fun, chill little game, and I can shoot the shit while playing it, which is definitely not a downside. Gonna say, if you're one of those grabby Zeds, we might be, like, screwed in that moment, but thankfully it was not. I wish that was a hipfire headshot, but hey, you can't always get what you want. I had a bunch of other thoughts in my head, but, you know, now it's just head empty attempting to play sharpshooter. Badly, might I add. But hey, I never said that I was good at this game. I only said that I play this game. The quality of the gameplay reflects me very well, because I don't think I'm a good player. That's actually the one thing that I've, like, seen in Overwatch 2. I tend to top score, like, 80% of the time, but I don't think that it means anything. And the reason I say this is because we ended up winning a game, like I mentioned, where some guy was, like, shitting on everybody in the server as Pharah. I think they got, like, 30 eliminations, which is not that ridiculous of a number. It's a number that I've reached before. I mean, I think the last game that I played, I got, like, 42 or something ridiculous like that. But still, it's a pretty high number, all things considered. When you consider that it's a 5v5 game, especially. Let me think. I mean, I've never done Spitfire on this silly little perk, so let's do it for a change. Let's just get that sweet autofill. I don't think this is a good gun for sharpshooter, but we'll give it the old college try.
Time's almost up.
But yeah, I tend to top score in most of the games that I play in Overwatch 2, but I do think it's relatively easy to do as a tank. I mean, the mitigation stat exists for tanks to feel good about themselves if they play a character that cares about it in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to go to the area, by the way. I'm just too lazy. And in my experience, the most successful tanks, or perhaps the most popular tanks, are always the ones that that don't have to, like, play the shield game, essentially. Yeah, the reload is going to be awful on this. I forgot about that. The sharpshooter does not, like, get much in terms of reload benefit, I guess. I mean, it worked. It only took, like, 30 rounds. That's apparently a headshot. That's a near miss of a headshot. Those are all misses, by the way. But yeah, most of the tanks that I see are actually, like, characters that really don't care about the whole, like, I deploy shields to protect myself and other people. I think the idea would be that you do it to protect other people, but it usually just ends up being for yourself anyway. Which is okay, I suppose, but it's weird. Not that I care so much about it. But either way, my stats are usually pretty decent, but again, it's unranked, not competitive, so I don't think it matters much. Plus, I play a ton of characters. Well, I don't play a ton of characters, but I play characters that, in terms of accuracy, for example, don't have anything going on. You might be like, well, what do you mean? I mean, I'll play Reinhardt. You don't have to aim, basically. I play Winston. You legitimately don't have to aim at all if you choose not to use his alt fire. And I think those characters exist for a reason, obviously. Otherwise, why are they in the game? And I mean, I tend to do really well as Winston. The only time I feel I'm actually doing well on a Winston is when I bully the other tank to such a degree that they switch off and try to play Winston after being shit on by me and the team, and then they continue getting shit on by the team and myself. Because, like, yeah, Winston is easy, but if you're tilting, you're not gonna play well, is the thing. Let's kill the last Zed in the area. Nah, I'm not even gonna do that.
Area breached.
But yeah, I don't think that's really, you know, like a recommendation, a glowing recommendation of my gaming skills, that I can make people tilt to the degree that they switch to a different character that they don't know how to play, and then they continue to play badly, or perhaps play even worse than before, and maybe even rage quit. It's fun when it happens, but I do feel bad for the enemy team. And like I said, I think when you're already angry at the video game, it's very easy to continue to do badly, is what I would say. Let's go crazy and just, like, Spitfire it up, I guess. But it is the time when I feel the best about my performance, when the enemy tank switches from, like, a Zarya or anything else, really, onto a Winston, and then they just get, like, decimated, and I'm just stood on the point, chipping away at their health, poking their lifeless corpse and saying, like, you see, it's not easy, it's not that easy. But then I realized it is in fact that easy, most of the time at least. I don't know if Overwatch is supposed to be a hard game, though, to be honest. That's kind of the main thing that I have with it, where I still don't know what audience they're trying to go for, because they've made a lot of strides to try to make it a little bit more competitive, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to work, you know? Like, Blizzard, just in general, I don't know if it's, like, as much of a well-respected company nowadays as they used to be. Blizzard quality used to mean something a long, long time ago. I don't know if it's something that people care about anymore. And I guess, like, ignoring that, the other thing you have to, like, also think about... I wish any of those were a headshot, by the way, but instead of wishing that, I could have just aimed. It's just one of those things where I don't know if the Blizzard, like, competitive scenes are still considered good. People really went hard on StarCraft and StarCraft 2. And I mean, that's how esports essentially got started back in the day, which is kind of neat. But Overwatch had a competitive scene, and then, I don't know, the game went on very long. The development of the sequel went on very long, and honestly, the sequel, I would rate it as, like, a little disappointing from a sequel perspective. There's not that many solid improvements in there. There's some, they've you know, shifted some power levels of certain characters, but basically that's about it for me. I was gonna say, please don't shout and scream right then, because I would die. Oh, you're still alive, but I don't have anything loaded. So I don't know if, competitively speaking, people will really be, like, crazy about just jumping into it, you know? I feel like it's one of those things where if you played Overwatch 1 competitively, you already know the vibe. You know exactly what you're getting into or not getting into if you don't want to. Let's pretend to make the most of that Z time. We probably shouldn't, like, set off both of them, but I don't know, he was in the area. Oh man. We do need to heal. We're being chipped away, basically. I'm basically saying that if you've already gotten your fill of Overwatch competitive, then I don't see why you would go back other than, like, hey, I liked this, I don't know, 4 years ago. Let's do some more. Or you've actively been involved in it all this time, basically, which I guess is also a possibility. I don't think it is, like, a high possibility that that is what's going on with you, but you never know, I suppose. Maybe you missed out on it for hardware reasons. Or, I don't know, you were already boycotting Blizzard before it was cool, and now you don't want to, but... The game is not that different from Overwatch 1. And competitively speaking, the 5v5 might be the biggest change, but with all the lateral changes that they did on some characters, like, there's not that many massive changes about various characters. They're all kind of the same. And you got some new ones, but the big thing that I'm noticing is you got a lot of bullshit-feeling abilities, which I think genuinely, weirdly enough, is a step in the right direction. And you might be like, you just complained about it, so, like, whatever do you mean? We should probably get, like, another gun, though. But we can only get poopy guns, because I'm insane and I upgraded a Spitfire. But you know what? Let's go further on the insanity spectrum and just upgrade a Centerfire. Who needs actual damage-dealing guns on the damage-dealing perk when we can just be idiots? So pretty much what I'm trying to get at is a lot of the newer characters, and I mean some of the heroes that they added near the end of Overwatch 1's lifetime were already kind of like that, where they have certain abilities that kind of leave, like, a weird taste in your mouth. Moira, for me, is a good example, and I mean, it's a small sample size. I think I got, like, 6 hours of gameplay in over the last, like, 2 weeks. But I tend to see at least 2 Moiras in a match, and I know that sounds like an exaggeration, but if there's an Echo, then it's probably going to copy Moira, because they're just that damn good and that damn useful. And it's kind of almost, I would say, frustrating in a way, you know? And not really because of the damage/healing ability, like doing both at the same time. I think I could ignore that. The thing I find annoying more than anything is the shadow step. And I respect that, you know, different perks have to, well, different characters have to have different mechanics, and they have to be interesting and relevant, but the whole I'm invisible and impossible to damage for X amount of seconds on a relatively short cooldown on a support character whose whole shtick is that if you get, like, stuck out of position, you might be screwed. I find it kind of, like, bullshit, you know? I don't think we can kill him, but the fire helps a little. Yeah, no, let's just stop. If maybe we would have gotten some more headshots before, we would have been fine, but as it is, we'll have to settle for that right now. So I don't really know, man. it's a weird game. Kiriko is another one of those characters where, like, a support that can just teleport on a cooldown away from any damage. And I know what, like, a lot of people will say, like, oh, but that only works if you have teammates that are in, like, a better position than she is. So in, like, a death ball style fight, it doesn't work as well. And I think that's, like, the only downside I could think of for Kiriko, which is if you're actively involved in a team fight, then her escapability, like, doesn't exist, I would almost say. Oh, that one doesn't. Okay, okay, that one isn't cover. I was gonna say I can't remember if that's cover or not. I was gonna say, like, I feel like you walked past me. No, I'm not gonna engage. We nearly died right there. To be honest, though, it's because some of the objects on the map don't block, and some of them do. And you just need to, like, know that, and I don't play this map very often. I don't hate it. I like the feel of it, but I'm not, like, crazy about it. Any other gun would have ended him by now. But, hey, we're having fun. I'm trying to basically somewhat showcase why I like playing on hard difficulty compared to the harder ones. And I mean, one of the things I like is the fact that you can kind of fool around with anything. That isn't cover, though. Thankfully, he's doing the dumb attack. Trademark, patent pending, all that. He still might, like, you know, slam us into the dumpster if we're not careful. I guess he still has another runaway phase, huh? The last phase is going to be annoying, though, because I don't think without the armor, I don't know if we have the sustain to stay alive long enough. And ammo is also going to be an issue. So we might have to bust out the center fire. Which would probably be, like, better in the first place. But hey, what do I know?
Let's make sure.
Well, he's coming back anyway. Can you, like, stop? Like, I really don't want to deal with you guys. I'm gonna go back to the little safety of this giant thing here. I was gonna say, where are you at? Oh, he's right here. At least the fire panic occasionally, like, messes with him. That has to count for something. Okay, if we take one more hit, then we are going to heal. I think we're gonna have him, though. Yeah, there we go. Little close there, but honestly the fire panic helped out. Surprisingly, as a sharpshooter, for once we're happy about stuff just flailing around like an idiot. And I mean, hey, I don't think I've used the Spitfire on a sharpshooter at all, so it's kind of fun. But yeah, there's a ton of abilities in Overwatch 2 that just kind of feel like shit when they're used against you. But that's kind of the thing, though, and that's why I say it might be the right direction for the game anyway. Because it turns out when you use those abilities, though, you feel really cool. And I think that's generally a good feeling. Like, giving the player a sense of power is definitely a good idea. Most people enjoy it when they feel super, super strong. Or, like, untouchable or unkillable or whatever. And, I mean, that's kind of what it's all about with those abilities. Being able to escape, like, certain death, if you will, is definitely a good feeling. And it gives you that little, like, you know, high heartbeat feel of, like, shit, man. Like, I just lived even though I maybe was not supposed to. It gives you that, like, near-death experience in a video game. People, you know, in real life are adrenaline junkies for that shit. So it's a coveted feeling is what I'm trying to get at, basically. So video games are rightfully attempting to tap into that emotion. At the same time, I'm not sure if necessarily, like, a competitive shooter or pseudo-competitive shooter is where you want to do that, but hey, more power to you. It's a weird title. I think it was actually Ren in a conversation that mentioned that it's basically like this weird mix of a MOBA and a shooter that can't quite decide. It's like a fence sitter, you know? Can't decide if it wants to be firmly in the MOBA camp but be first person anyway, or if it's firmly a shooter just with MOBA elements. And I don't think it's bad for that quality. Like, it has some of the good stuff from both categories, some of the bad as well, let's be real. But I think you can have a good time with it. So, I'm basically just trying to spin this yarn, but all I'm trying to say is it's a decent game to play. Can't go that wrong with it, I suppose. And I mean, hey, I'm fairly certain it's pretty popular now that it came out.
How can that be?
I have been leveling up that battle pass myself. I mean, hey, what can I say? I guess I'm part of the problem, if it is a problem. I'm just gonna be boring and go for the old Glock 18C. Let's get some armor, because this is like a very tiny holdout style map, and I don't really feel comfortable not having even the smallest amount of armor. This is a map that I think I last played probably like 2 years ago. I do like it. It's a cool map. All these set pieces look really neat. Like, look at this stuff. This looks like something out of fucking Venom, dude. It's neat. At the same time, though, it's nice to look at, but maybe not so nice to fight in, considering the Zeds spawn, like, everywhere. Maybe they don't spawn on this chair, but every other location, they're just gonna be coming at me. But, I mean, we're a gunslinger. I don't think we have much to fear. We're not exactly weak. And we're kind of breaking the mold, if you will, by using the Glock, because the whole idea of gunslinger originally was, you know, semi-automatic pistols with a big focus on revolvers, as the name implies. So you have to make sure your shots count, and then you have this, I don't know, like bullet hose that you can use one-handed, apparently. It kind of goes against some of the core values of the perk, but I mean, it works, and I love using it. It's a lot of fun. It also builds up Rack 'em Up crazy. Although I recently was told by some viewers, actually, that if I want to build up Rack 'em Up with a relatively useful gun that actually, you know, might be helpful in team play as well, then I should consider the medic pistol, even on this perk. Because apparently you can basically get your Rack 'em Up going without getting the large Zeds upset, which is pretty important on the higher difficulties. Even on something like Suicidal, that's something you gotta consider. If you can, you don't want to make the Fleshpound upset. Or the Scrake, for that matter. I mean, we're going to be using this gun anyway, so I'm going to pick up some ammo for it. While we're here, might as well just do that. We have to go deeper. But yeah, there is a part of me that wants to do a test stream of Overwatch 2, but I really don't think my hardware could handle running the game and also streaming it. But who knows, maybe this little rig has some secret power reserve that I'm not aware of that will give me a pleasant surprise. And maybe instead of having what is essentially a nuclear meltdown in my room, we could have an actual streaming experience with that. I don't think I would be a good Overwatch 2 streamer, though, and not just for like lack of game knowledge, but basically what it kind of comes down to is I just tend to flail around and play the same perk the whole evening, and I don't know if people would necessarily care to watch that. I can't buy that? Are you crazy? Well, you know what? I'm mad, but it's all my fault. At the same time, though, I play a lot of Killing Floor 2, and I mean, at the end of the day, you're doing the same shit. You're just shooting people in the head. Well, people. It's Zeds. Implying Zeds are people? In current year? Wait, I think that's not politically correct. That's like the opposite of politically correct, but I don't think the Zeds care, to be honest. I mean, technically, in-universe, they're not like a minority or anything, right? The whole point is that there's more Zeds than people. I mean, you know, it was the end of the fucking world, and we kind of lost. I don't know why I'm throwing that grenade, but it feels good. He's getting slowed down, which is a good thing, because I'm not... I was gonna say, how did you grab me? You look dead. You don't look healthy, man. I never know where the Zeds come from in this part of the map. It's cool. It's like a freezer room. Well, maybe a little more fucked up than a regular freezer room, but hey, that's Killing Floor for you, though. It's just the dings on that Rack 'em Up, man. They give me that neuron activation. Like, sure, sex is great, but have you ever gotten, like, 4 headshots after you got, like, 5 stacks of Rack 'em Up, though? I'm just saying. I think we're gonna need 5 stacks of Rack 'em Up soon with the quarter pounds, though. Or maybe just a flesh pound. Yeah, that is indeed just a flesh pound. A weird expression, to be sure. It's just a flesh pound, bro. Just shoot it into the head, bro. It's true, though, actually. I mean, Gunslinger doesn't tend to struggle with any of this. Gunslinger doesn't tend to struggle with anything. If you want to be better at life, just be like a gunslinger. Be able to avoid awful situations. Oh, we can actually buy some other stuff. Let's see. I like to use the dual magnums as well. I don't know if we'll remember to use it for the big stuff, but if we do, it's going to be great. Alrighty.
Zeds on the way.
Have we been in this room? It looks so very familiar, but I know that we haven't, but it just looks so familiar. I mean, the set pieces are great, I gotta say, and the lighting, like this stuff, even if it is like relatively, you know, low quality, I think that's just my graphical settings, not the game's fault. It looks neat though. I can see what they were going for. I do think you can get this room like earlier in the rotation too, because I've definitely had this as like the second room instead of the final. Usually the final room, in my experience, is the little like staircase with the lava flowing down and all the other stuff. It's very cool looking. I don't mind this one either, but I would have enjoyed like a change of scenery, you know, instead of this green filter, some more very nice reds. I should have like checked my dailies actually to see if we gotta like kill Edars or something. Usually for some reason I get a lot of Edar dailies. And it's annoying because there's like 3 different kinds of Edars, so it's actually, it usually takes like an incredibly long time to get that done. Look at me still caring about dailies though. Like, killing floor players be like, what are dailies? I already have every cosmetic item 14 times in the game, and I've played for 10,000 hours, so what do you want from me? I don't have anything to unlock anymore. In their defense though, the game's been out for like, what, 6-7 years at this point? I think only 6. But that's still a very long time. I mean, hell, when Team Fortress 2 was out for 6 years, I got like 2K hours in that. You see, this is the part where you would get the magnums, but I didn't. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, that guy, we would have gotten grabbed anyway, but that guy just also came at us from a weird angle. These maps sometimes, man. I was gonna say, please let me get the crit shot. I need the crit shot to live. I don't really. I need the crit shot to kill you. It's gonna be so weird going back to the non-holiday Zeds after this. I actually like the Halloween, like, skin Zeds. They're fun. Okay, so what if, Alright, that works. Probably shouldn't have reloaded right then, but it works out, I suppose. I do like the reload on this gun as well. It's kind of sick with it.
Make these last purchases count.
Okay, where do I gotta go? Obviously more down, but I never know the direction on the map itself. Oh, I think this is the part that I was talking about. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll check in a sec. I mean, we can't really upgrade anything, so we're just gonna stick to what we have. No, this is still like green filter, the map. But there is a segment on the map, I guess we just didn't get that level this time, where there's like a little bit of lava action going on. And I mean, this fucked up looking throne is kind of neat. In like a really messed up way. It's creepy looking, and I like creepy levels. This game is kind of, you know, horror in terms of genre at least. If we do get Matriarch on here, it's going to be a little frustrating, because I think other than like this thing, and even this isn't ideal, but like this is the only pillar that we can really use to kite her. King Fleshbound could also be annoying. It's like a very small room with a lot of difference in elevation, so it's going to be hard to dodge his beams. It's Abomination. I mean, Holdout Abomination is still annoying, though, because he's going to have, like, poop mines literally all over the place. But to be honest, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't like the Holdout maps, because a lot of the stuff that you kind of take for granted doesn't work so well on here. Kiting is just, like, more difficult. I wouldn't say for no reason, but there's not a lot of place you can run to, so if that's your tactic, you know, to kind of tire the boss out almost, you're gonna have like a relatively bad time, I would say. I guess there is one advantage, if you think about it, which is the ammo. Usually holdout style maps have like a ton of ammo scattered around, and it respawns rather frequently. Although right now we have like almost 500 rounds in these pistols, so I don't really feel worried or threatened by the idea of running out of ammo, to be completely honest with you. You know what, let's just reload. Like, I'm not hitting my shots, I might as well use the Z time for something, right? I was gonna say, like, it's not so bad if he pulls us in there, because because I think I was going to a direction which is actually a dead end. So maybe he saved me. Just maybe. you're gonna be the abomination that saves me. And after all, I don't know, I would have to put something Killing Floor 2 related there, but nothing rhymes with Wonderwall. It's such a difficult word to rhyme. I mean, my god. I want to see if maybe we can down him without ever going through his other armor bits, but it's gonna be tough because we're getting, like, once again, all the abomination spawn are screwing us over. And I just broke it. I just did the thing I said I didn't want to do. Just hemorrhaging health in, like, the worst of ways. At least there's ammo. That's what I'm gonna keep reminding myself of. How did you get so many poops out so fast? Like, it's incredible. There weren't even that many Zeds, and he just kept pooping them out, dude. One day this boss will get removed from the game, or I'll just stop playing, and I'll be so much happier. I mean, he might kill us, like, right now. I'm gonna heal. Because if he does the suck attack, then we're basically doomed. Bro. I hate the abomination spawn so much. I cannot be the only one. They're such a bad concept. I'm kind of scared of the suck attack once again. I think I'm focusing too much on just trying to keep the map clear, and I should just be, like, trying to down him. Yeah, there we go. It's just so stressful to do that, though, because if you do get overrun by those guys, they deal, like, 15 to 20 damage each time they explode. So, if you can't, like, burst the man down, you're gonna die. Like, look at this shit. He literally placed, like, poop mines all over the map. I mean, this is exactly the reason why no one likes the holdout-style maps, dude. Half the bosses just own you on them. It's ridiculous. At least we can get out of here, I suppose. Steam Fortress is an alright one. I kind of like it. But yeah, there was so much stuff in my mind before I hit that start stream button. And now it's all gone. It's all gone and I'm never gonna get it back. I mean, I'm sure I can freestyle a bunch of shit off the top of the dome piece, as they say. I feel like we've been doing that for a fair bit of time now, so I'm not really that threatened. And if nothing else, we can just go into game talk, as we've been doing a little bit. How do you guys feel about Christmas coming up, man? World is crazy. Apparently, Hot Seaman, Howdy Gamer, welcome in. I love the name, by the way. It's very, very nice. If I had another arm to chat with, I would, you know, put a little crown emoji in the chat and tell you that you dropped it, King. But you'll have to just settle for the audible version for it, basically. Not much though. I was gonna say, like, how is everybody feeling about the notion of Christmas coming up soon? And to be honest, it's not that soon, but the world is already, like, dressing itself in fucking confetti, putting up the Christmas trees and all the baubles, and trying to sell, like, Father Christmas treats all over the place. It's kind of ridiculous, man. Like, we barely had fucking Halloween, right? I feel like Christmas gets closer every year. I get it, though, because it's, like, prime time for advertising, and people spend all their money. I mean, I've been going broke, like, just trying to get presents for everybody that I know, but at the same time, what if I did that, but the world didn't, like, remind me that it was gonna be Christmas so soon? I feel like that could be fun. I never used the MAC-10. Let's use the MAC-10, actually. It can't possibly be a good idea, but it's kind of a fun gun. Plus, yeah, mine is gold-plated. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster, you know? It looks like, with this glove, it almost looks like I have, like, a little rag in my hand when I hold it at the front. You know, I don't wanna sully the gun. I respect my gold-plated MAC-10. The gold-plated magazine gets me, though, because I feel like that's, like, a waste of money, man. Like, let me just show you. Like, I throw that shit away. Well, you know, he doesn't, like, throw it away so much, but I like to believe that I do. At the same time, it is financially devastating to me. Imagine if there was a way to I mean, you could probably do the math, though, to be honest. Like, someone could measure the surface area of a MAC-10. It might even be, like, public knowledge, to be honest. Some guy might have already done it. The internet is a weird place. But, I mean, I'm sure someone could figure it out, how much money it would take to gold plate, like, every part of it. Well, at least the outside. Maybe the inside didn't get gold-plated. Maybe that's for the best, I'm not sure. Technically, I think it would make it, like, corrosive resistant, right? Which is maybe good, I'm not sure. But either way, we could figure out how much it would cost to gold-plate this gun, including, but not limited to, the magazine. And then just, you know, like, run the numbers on how much money you're losing every time you reload if you throw away the magazine. That would make for, like, a potentially funny little math thing if we then take it back to the game and maybe put a limit on how many times we can reload. Like, give us, like, a budget. Something for Steam mods to consider, which, incidentally, I guess I could, if someone makes that, I could engage with it. I do have the Steam version, but right now I'm on Epic. It's where I started, man. As awful as it sounds. In my defense, people play shooters on, like, fucking consoles, okay? At least I'm on PC, and not using a controller. Like, I get it, I am defensive about it, because yeah, Epic is maybe not the right platform. I mean, hey, that was a fun time with the Mac 10. Last time I tried the Dragon's Blaze for a little bit, and it was okay. Let's do some more of that. I don't think armor is that valuable for us, but let's take some anyway. I will say this gun looks very Borderlands. Like, look at this shit. It looks straight out of Borderlands 2 or 3, dude. It looks cel-shaded, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but kind of weird. It doesn't match the rest of the game so well. Oh well. That's like all the HRG weapons in a nutshell, though, I think. And now that I've said that, I think, you know, everyone is like, oh my god, he's just like me for real, for real. You just gotta badmouth SWAT and mention that HRGs suck in order to fit in with the Killing Floor community. That's the trick. People don't want you to know this, but that's all you gotta do. Apparently this is a ground fire machine, based on previous experience. And I mean, hey, that's, now that I've said that, that's the visual representation of that. I don't know how good it is against the big guys. I don't remember it fondly from my last session, but hey, maybe it'll go better this time. I guess it's okay against these lads. I love the sound of it, for sure. Some of the gun sounds in this game are really sick with it. There's some awful ones. Medic SMG springs to mind, of a gun that sounds like a toy. I mean, hey, maybe that's like an intended feature. Maybe it's supposed to sound non-threatening, you know? But this thing sounds like a fucking cannon. And that's very, very pog. It's very poggers. The thing I don't understand, I mean, I get it. It's got the alt fire that does, like, this different style of firewall, but I see a lot less use for it than the regular shot, you know? Because I was just saying before that the regular shot is good for, like, an instant double tap. Like, look here. I'm, like, shooting him in center mass, and it's getting his head as well. A little bit, at least. Probably I would be better off just, like, pumping it straight into his head, but, hey. You can kind of do the double tap with just one trigger pull, is what I'm getting at. Which I guess maybe, like, you know, shotguns are already kind of good at, but I don't know. And not in this game. In this game, shotguns have actual realistic spread, for the most part. Do we want to switch off of this, or just have some fun with it? I mean, we could put the Husk Cannon next to it. That's something we haven't used in a while. So right now we're going to stick it out with the Dragon's Blaze. And then eventually maybe move into the Husk Cannon. Before the Thermite Bore came out, I'm pretty sure this was the weapon that I used to level up the last, like, couple prestiges on Firebug. It's a lot of fun. I mean, hey, for once, my giant glowy Arms of Doom kind of fit. I'm just doing my Husk cosplay, guys. A little late for Halloween, but, you know, good work takes time, apparently. I mean, you'd think that, like, 134 rounds in this shit would be enough for the whole wave, but I'm not sure that they are. But I guess we can just go ham with it. I do believe that since a couple updates ago, it does have self-damage now. It didn't used to for the longest time, until they changed, like, the damage property, which was incredible. Because you could just shoot at your own feet to clear everything out. And of course it's good inset time, I just kind of didn't see the point of spamming it. Even with the little self-damage that it has, it's not so bad to use, like, danger close. I could think of a couple guns that do a lot worse up close range. Blunderbuss comes to mind. I mean, Blunderbuss is the one gun in this game where you don't buy the armor so that you get protected from the Zeds. You buy the armor to protect yourself. The groundfire is like one thing that's not good about this gun. The groundfire interaction, rather. Because you really only tend to get the groundfire if you fully charge it. Which means you're going to consume like a ton of ammo. At the same time, though, look at the area of effect, though. It do be getting fools all around the room. I was gonna say, where's the flesh pound, but then that's where he was. Oh, he actually died. I was gonna say, this thing is like pretty good against him. I forgot just how good it actually is. Oh yeah, we can also like push him back because we're Firebug. I keep forgetting what my perk does, man. My brain, it don't work so good. I think that's like a topic I was gonna get into before. Intelligence and my lack of it. But it's kind of disingenuous. I think I'm not like an idiot, you know? I'm not like that stupid. Oh, I should have exploded him. I guess we can maybe explode that guy. No, not from this range we can't. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of a lie to pretend that like I'm absolutely like hideously stupid. I think I'm average. It's just like I'm very verbose, and people mistake that for intelligence all the time. Sometimes I abuse that, but that's the trick, man. You just gotta sound really smart, and then no one cares about your idiotic thoughts. And I mean, having a filter helps, so don't do what I do on stream, where you just have like a random intrusive thought, and you immediately vocalize it. That's the one thing I'll say. Like, maybe don't do that. Maybe think for like just a second before you say something. Maybe think for 2 and try to put some $3 words in there, and then everyone's gonna be like, God damn, this guy is smart, man. Oh, yeah, we can't upgrade anything. Well, that's okay. It's the rocket. Let's just get the show on the road. Let's see who we get and who we have to fight. And it's gonna be a Husk Canon fight, I feel like. Hey, Abomination is back with a vengeance when you know it. We were complaining about him earlier, and this is only a slightly bigger map, so it's gonna be a lot of the same. But I think that's okay. He doesn't like the explosive aspect of this gun once his armor is gone. And the fire he definitely doesn't like. Stop it, you. Don't suck me. Sucks you respectfully. You see, that's the problem with Abomination. He doesn't ask for consent. He doesn't do it respectfully. He just like pulls you in and goes straight for the suck. It's a little too pushy for me. It's very desperate. It's not a good look. It's a yikes from me, man. We finally got him in the ground fire. It only took, I don't know, a minute. Let's not complain. It didn't take that long. I guess if we just dial shots, we might do more damage. But it's not as fun as actually charging it. It does seem to be working better. These actually have, like, you know, knockdown power as well. Oh, this is a corner. Oh, no. I mean, hey, that got close because I forgot how the map works, but turns out you can still kill Abomination as Firebug. In other news, ice is rather cold these days, and water might in fact be described as wet. I can't even hear my own voice lines because of all the explosions. Well, that was a hoot. Oh, Spillway. Spillway is the Chad's choice of map, for sure. It's got one incredible spot, but that's all you need. That's basically all you need. I will say the one thing I'm constantly disappointed in terms of streaming, is people don't call out my cringy lyrical references, ever. I wish someone one day would come in the chat and be like, yo, is that like Warrior by Disturbed that you're referencing? And I'll be like, hell yeah, brother. But, I mean, hey, it is just one line. But I do think it's kind of, at least like with this one, it's kind of an iconic line. Some of the other streams, I did some Rob Zombie stuff before. I don't think I have the VODs saved for those, unfortunately. I always try to make it song lyrics. I think of myself as a music nerd, at least in terms of lyrics, for sure. I do think, just based on, you know, tendencies from a childhood all the way until now-ish, basically, that I've been kind of focused on, you know, the linguistic aspect of stuff, like the verbal aspect of life, basically. It's like my vocabulary was always good. I spoke rather well most of the time. I spoke rather good, some might say. I think that's like the only exceptional quality that I have. The whole thing I mentioned before of being verbose. Potentially even well-spoken. He's well-spoken and dresses fine. I do make some weird and off-the-cuff references. I think if someone is ever gonna get those, I'll be like, who are you, and why did they separate me from you when we were born? My long-lost brother, where have you been? Do we want Crossboom or Tommy Boom? Or do we want a grenade launcher? You know what, let's do M79. It's like the worst gun in terms of overall quality. At the same time, we never use it, so hey, that's a reason to get it. And we got the gamer skin on it. Any gamers in the chat? Not me. I refuse to be associated with that filth, personally. Gamers is such a weird word, man. It's associated with too many things. Like, that's the fault of the English language, but also modern society. Because, like, you can say gamers in so many situations, and I mean, it's kind of a rude word, almost. Gamer is almost a gamer word by itself, is what I'm trying to get at. And does nobody else see how messed up that is? I do love the AoE on this. The reload is, it leaves something to be desired, to put it mildly. At the same time, you can't have it all. You can have most, and I mean, that's what this perk is all about to begin with. They don't appear to be spawning that way. Really? I didn't hit anybody? Well, I probably hit somebody, just not a kill shot. But if they don't die when I hit them, is it even a shot? Like, you know, does it even count? Oh yeah, and I can't really nuke with this, huh? Now I'm remembering. Reasons why I don't use this gun, generally speaking, include, but it's not limited to. I mean, I'm complaining a lot, but it is working absolutely fine. Can you imagine that there was a time and a place when this was kind of the only thing you could almost use as demo? I mean, I can. It works rather nicely, as we can see, but all the new stuff is definitely more fun. I suppose this requires, like, 8 more IQ to use than every other demolitionist weapon. But that just means that it requires double digits in terms of IQ to use, right? Very, very clever way of putting it, huh? Did you get that? Got it memorized? I'm just gonna go back to the spot. In case you're not aware somehow, but this is the spot. You have the whole team stand, like, here? Around here-ish? You can duck into here and maybe kill some guys coming up if you're really, like, blood hungry. You can just, like, stay here. That door can be welded, and if you have the support, it can be repaired over and over again. They'll come up there. You just, like, nuke everything here. And then sometimes they spawn over here and you gotta kill them. But in case you get into real trouble, you can just jump down, and usually it ends worse. But at the same time, if you have to go, then it's better to go down there and have a chance of living than staying up there and dying, like, guaranteed. Although, I don't think we have to, you know, consider that as an option right now. We're playing solo as demo. I can't imagine a lot of ways this could go wrong, to be honest. Can you, like, step it up? I got places to be, man. I mean, I don't really, but I felt like pretending that I'm very important. Sometimes, you know, you gotta treat yourself the way you wish other people treated you. Apparently, I wish other people thought that I was important. I'm not sure. Maybe that's subconscious. I wonder, dude. I do think that you could probably, like, watch the streams and make a very weird and potentially messed up psychological profile of me. And I'm okay with that. If someone is willing to, like, watch all the fucking VODs to figure out all the mental disorders that I have, then honestly, hats off to them. Because that is a lot of effort. Like, I'm out here making the fucking shit, and I would not want to rewatch it. So if anybody is doing that, then hey, you're more than welcome to write a dissertation about me, I suppose. I'll be your test subject. We don't yet have an RPG, do we? No, it's still a little early days for that. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, we don't have one because we use a different gun. Because normally we would have one by now. I mean, we're still gonna be fine. I'm just, you know, a little surprised is all. Let's just, you know, jump away and kill him. That's how you do it. I think one of those was a headshot.
Fantastic work.
I don't think that was a headshot, but it doesn't matter against the flesh pounds, as it turns out. They don't like the explosions.
That's correct.
They're allergic to explosions, but in that way, I think a lot of life forms on planet Earth are kind of allergic to explosions. I mean, people don't tend to do particularly well when hit by explosive weapons. It's kind of bad for your health.
Bring up
Well,
the
we're gonna
troops
have that
and
RPG-7
upgrade your gear.
now, at least. And, I mean, we don't have to upgrade anything because our loadout is full. I suppose we'll take out our box cutter and run back to the spot. Patent pending, of course. I mean, we do fine on any part of the map. This is a very easy perk to play to begin with, but I don't know, man. I'm a creature of habit. I like that spot. You kind of see them all coming. You can easily get, like, a multi-kill.
Zeds are getting closer.
And nukes are super valuable, by the way, because if we get Z time and we just manage to, like, hit this doorway, that's so many kills guaranteed. It's a good time. I suppose we could also just use the RPG more. Do we want to go to the area? Nah, man. I just did an area. Can't be arsed to do another. We're already max level. And none of the guns that we use are actually crossbow, so it doesn't really make sense for us to go anywhere else. What a lucky little piece of Z time that was. Perfect spot for that, too. I mean, I guess we could run over there, but I don't really feel like it. You didn't get poisoned, huh? You seem like a tough guy. I don't want no trouble. Oh, no. He touched me. Where's the bat touch, dude? Hey, you know what? If they are spawning that way, let's give them a nuke for their trouble. Aw, man, I wish I had gone over there earlier. We probably could have, like, killed him from the back. That Scrake. I mean, it's kind of fine from this angle, too. It works. But I would have preferred to kill him even earlier. No. You will not be touching me. Not today, Satan. I still refuse you as well. Kind of surprising that the first one wasn't a nuke, huh? But I don't think it matters so much. Still, you know, I will take any reason to complain. I am, after all, a person on the internet. I think it's required by law to complain about anything and everything if you are on the internet. I thought there were two. Yeah, whatever. We need, like, a little bit of ammo. I was gonna say, like, do we really need to go to the pod? But I think for the boss fight it's valuable to maybe buy ammo. We're missing 5 armor. We could have flawlessed it, man. It doesn't really matter, but it would have made me feel good. Stop cloning. It's bad for the environment, dude. I mean, if you could clone somebody, who would you clone? I'm trying to think if, like, I guess a lot depends on the hypotheticals here. Could you clone only people that are living at the time of the cloning technology being created? Or could you, like, go back in time a little and try to, like, use some genetic material that may have existed from someone? Could you clone anybody, basically, from history? Because that would change my answer. I mean, I think I would want to clone... For some reason, I want to go with Abraham Lincoln, dude. He seems like a cool guy. I would clone him just to, like... Dude, it's apparently Abomination Day. But I was gonna say, like, Lincoln seems like a cool dude. I would just have a beer with him. I would clone him, explain, like, modern society briefly to him, and then be like, yeah, so we go to bars and, like, just drink, like, IPAs and shit. I would definitely, like, introduce him to craft beers. I think he would be into it, though. Like, he seems like a hipster, a little bit. With his, like, you know, mutton chops and shit. So I think he would love, you know, like, a good, like, craft IPA. Maybe some like, British ale or something, I don't know. There's a whole list of stuff we could go through. That's why instead of, like, anything else, I would clone him. I would just, like, clone the man and basically make him my drinking buddy. Dedicated drinking buddy. Plus, can you imagine the amount of chicks you could pick up with, like, Abraham Lincoln as your wingman? Like, I feel like he'd be good at it, is all I'm saying. He won, like, an actual civil war, you know? So I don't think picking up women is going to be a problem for him, is all I'm saying. Poor guy. We're just, like, melting the fat off of him with these nuclear explosions. It also looked like he just, like, farted that right there for a brief moment, which It's not actually all out of the realm of possibility. Like, my man is all about pissing and shitting. He's also all about being in pieces now, for what it's worth. But yeah, man, Abraham Lincoln, cloning him, sounds like a good time, doesn't it? Oh, baby, shopping spree. You remember how I was complaining about Christmas? Well, guess what? It's the Christmas map. Well, one of the many Christmas maps, to correct myself. But I guess there's a bunch of other people I could imagine cloning. Let me think here. There's the ever classic, Fight Club reference moment of cloning Gandhi just to punch him, just to have a fight with Gandhi. I would do it just for the meme, just to be able to say that I've done it. Maybe that's how you build like a good business. Maybe that's the trick. You figure out cloning technology, human cloning technology. You somehow get your hand on genetic material from a lot of historical figures. You clone them, and then people pay you to beat the shit out of the clones. And then they can tell other people that they've, like, beaten Gandhi in a fist fight. I mean, hey, we could go back to Abraham Lincoln and just be like, yeah, like, I beat him in a fist fight. Maybe you could deliberately make the clones slightly weaker than they were back in the day, so that victory is guaranteed. But of course, you wouldn't tell the customers that. You would tell them that they're really amazing for beating all these, like, cool motherfuckers. If you could build a business on anything, you would need, like, Hitler's DNA so that people can actually punch Hitler. I think that's how you make, like, billions of dollars. Up to trillions, actually. People would go crazy, man. But at a certain point, I would just start feeling bad for the Hitler clones. Like, you're bringing them into this world just so people can punch the shit out of him. I mean, like, it's not to say that he didn't deserve it, but at the same time, like, man, what a shitty existence. Imagine, like, you get out of the cloning vat, and some guy, like, briefs you, like, alright, so, like, here's the deal. You look like this really awful motherfucker. I mean, at that point, I guess they would be that awful motherfucker, too. We're talking clones here. And then they just explain to you, like, yeah, so what's gonna happen is, like, a bunch of people, we're talking, like, I don't know, 75 to 100 today, and then the same number tomorrow, maybe, like, 3 times as much on the weekend. So all these people are gonna be coming in through that door, wearing boxing gloves and all sorts of other shenanigans, and they're gonna attempt to beat the fuck out of you. And, here's your contract, by the way. We brought you into this world, so you're basically, by law, required to follow it, so you're gonna have to take that. But don't worry, after like 6.5 hours, you got like a sweet lunch break. Don't worry about it. That might be the shittiest lunch break of all time. Like, you've been beaten on for like 6.5 fucking hours, but then you get to eat a sandwich. I mean, you probably don't even have the teeth for the sandwich anymore. Maybe just go for a smoothie instead, I feel like that's a smoothie type of situation. But hey, I think that's a great startup. I think I'm gonna pitch it to a businessman, like, so we get Hitler clones and people beat the shit out of them. I think if you're charismatic enough, you could get funding for that. Just don't mention the whole, we gotta figure out human cloning thing first. I guess you could always go the cheaper route, but it would be perhaps more expensive in the long term. You could get, like, cosplayers to cosplay these historical figures, and then get them, like, beaten up. But I don't know who the fuck. I mean, hey, maybe there's, like, a small subset of masochistic cosplayers that would be super into it. They'd be like, you're telling me I get to follow both of my passions of pain being inflicted upon me and also making, like, killer costumes that are historically accurate. I don't know, man. You just gotta find, like, 6 people that are like that. And I guess we have, like, what, 8 billion people now on Earth? There's gotta be, like, some amount of folks that are masochistic, but also really good at making props and cosplays. You tap into that crowd, and then you have a business. You're cooking with gas. Infinite money glitch unlocked, actually. I like how we went from who would you clone to, like, let's clone celebrities so that we can beat them up. Well, celebrities and historical figures, I guess. But I think celebrities would also be very popular. Man, I forgot that we didn't buy any ammo for this. I've been dialing it pretty hard. Just going at it. At the same time, though, there's like 4 Zeds left. So I can't help but feel that maybe we'll be okay. I mean, we can always bust out the all 9 milli for this one. He could have killed me right then.
Let's get you restocked.
He did that explosion rather fast, didn't he? Kinda bullshit if you ask me. Well, either way, we're gonna have what might as well be infinite ammo for our gun up next. So I think we'll be just fine. Yeah, I don't mind this spot. I mean, one player is kind of hard to watch both entrances, but I think we'll be okay, though. They have improved the UI significantly, from the looks of it. I like that you can see how long the buff is going to stay up. It didn't used to be like that. Hell, there was a time when it wasn't even displayed on, like, the medic side, so... I always forget that you can't jump on this table for some reason. It's so jumpable, though. Look at it. I can just imagine standing on top of that table next to the stop sign and just, like, murdering fools. But apparently, my dreams are going to be staying dreams. Oh no. It's a big guy. It's kind of problematic because we have, like, nothing to take any big dudes down. At the same time, I can't help but feel that we'll be fine somehow. We can just leave him till last. So let's already do that. I always forget that there's, like, a ton of gunk in that elevator. I think it might just be supposed to be water, but it looks positively gunky, you know? Oh man, there's a collectible right there. I didn't get it. Whatever will I do? There's not even achievements on the Epic Games version, dude. They promised they would add achievements, and then they didn't. It's extremely rude of them. They had all this time, and they didn't even try. They didn't do anything with it. It's almost like the developers of this game don't care. It's almost like the developers passed off the development of their own game to another studio who later acquired them anyway, therefore rendering the process completely pointless. Oh, double siren. Hot damn. Oh, you can jump up here. But I can't jump on a table? How is this fair? Just make it make sense. It's always so funny to me that for his jumping attack, his, like, fists start glowing. I understand the implication is that you can't, like, you know, reduce the damage of that attack. At the same time, though, it's his feet that are dealing the damage. Like, I should be able to reduce the feet damage. Oh, that looked kind of, like, sad. He just, like, fell. Well, the double siren is gone now. We literally just have the one lad left. Time to just, you know, poison him. I don't think he likes it. He's a little confused. He's feeling a little messed up. Oh shit, he's feeling it. Tachyon. I think he's feeling it. I mean, I'm gonna be happy to get that incision to make those fights a little bit more comfortable. And by comfortable, I mean just take less time, realistically. Another full HRG loadout. I mean, depending on your point of view, you might love to see it. But as we've established, if you want to get into the good graces of the Killing Floor community, you'll be like, ugh, HRG weapons? I don't think so. And I mean, I don't blame them. I do think that the more brutal style of weapons, at least in Killing Floor 1, were a little bit cooler. And just like the more grounded shit is also, in terms of visuals, a little better looking too. I will say that from a gameplay perspective though, weapons like the Kaboom Stick, the Crossboom, and I mean half the HRG weapons are really interesting mechanically, so if they can go wild with the design and then also go wild with the mechanics basically, maybe it's worth it? I don't know. I'm a very mechanics-driven person, so I really like it when you can do crazy shit in a video game, even if the crazy shit is just like, hey, this gun does like a really weird interaction. But I think it's kind of cool. And I mean, Kaboom Stick is like a prime example of a gun that literally makes no sense. Like, you could make an explosive shotgun, it just wouldn't work the way that it does. The explosive pellets are the thing that makes like 0 sense. At the same time, it's really, really cool. And you don't really see it in another title anywhere. I mean, you've seen explosive shotguns, well, generally like slug shotguns, I would say, more likely, in like other titles. So it's kind of interesting to have like a different variation on that concept in a little way. I need to remember that, yeah, those guys get poisoned, but they don't care so much. They're already as poison as it gets. Bloats have toxic personalities, is what I'm getting at. What a nice heel thrower headshot that was. We should attempt to get as many of those as possible.
They did, Father.
Maybe they should make a variation of the heal thrower for sharpshooter. Make a second HRG of the freeze thrower. I'm sure that would go over really well with the community. And give it the sharpshooter of all things. Maybe give it like insane range.
Let's make sure.
Make it the napalm head shooter. Yeah, it would do fire for some reason. Don't ask. Look, like, what did you expect? It would just be an HRG flamethrower, but for sharpshooter. Clearly logical. If you don't get it, the problem is with you, not me. I don't have to explain shit. It's an HRG. Any more lads up in here? It does seem like there are more of them, huh? Oh, poor guy got, like, friendly fired right there, it looks like.
It's over for you, arschloch.
Oh yeah, these guys take, like, 2 shots. And then I missed my second. Don't worry about it, bro. Should only take a second to fix. You know what? You've been a pain in the butt. You deserve the headshot, too. Apparently, these guys still can't into corners. I do love the fact that you can use the healing dart to get headshots. It's so insane. I mean, it's a great way to save ammo, and that means you're also saving the environment, right? I'm a huge fan of the environment. Some of my best friends are the environment. New guy just dropped. Guy who goes to the park and pretends that the grass is his friend. Some of my best friends are the environment. I'm not anti-environmentalist. He's also apparently like a parody of the typical racist dude. I don't know. Look, it's a very nuanced character. I wouldn't expect you to understand. Like, I don't understand either. I can't remember if you can use these things as cover, but I think you can't, because you can break these, right? Oh yeah, you can. You can absolutely break these. You can break all parts of it. It's just Abomination all the way down, apparently. We're just killing Poop Monster today. Like if you piss and shit every time. You know what? Let's... Nah, I don't feel like doing that. Let's just go and, like, damage all of his armor at once. I was gonna say, like, let's be smart and, like, actually get his helmet and then his other bit. I'm just like, nah, I can't be arsed to do that. You think I'm gonna do all of that work? You're crazy, dude. I'm just gonna, like, shoot poison gas at him and corrode his armor slowly but surely. If this doesn't kill him, then old age will. You see, that's my plan. I'm just gonna wait for him to get into a retirement home, and I'll be the sole person paying for, you know, like, his stay there, and eventually I will just stop mailing the checks. Like, I will just stop making payments, which in turn will mean that they will stop actually supplying him with food and the medicine that he needs to live in his old age, and that's when he dies. That's when you get him. That's when you pull the pro gamer move and kill the boss. It should only take... I'm looking at the Abomination. I'd say he's like... He's looking like a 54-year-old guy to me. But I mean, I'm not so good at guessing ages. But he do be looking like a 54-year-old dude. You know, he's like the 54-year-old guy you meet at the grocery store. He's always buying, like, frozen pizzas and Mountain Dew. That's his jam. That's what he like. That's what he's into. I mean, can you blame him? Mountain Dew is rather tasty, even if it is essentially like liquid cancer, man. Okay, maybe I'm a little harsh on it, but I'm pretty sure it's not good for you, though. I have it like once every 2 months at most. Oh, I need this ammo to fight him. Can you see how much health he still has? By God, will we ever get the guy? I mean, he just summoned like a small army's worth of Abomination spawn, for what it's worth. So I guess that could have gone wrong if we just, like, blitzed in there. Thankfully, we didn't do that. We had the incision the whole time. That was just his head exploding off? Man. My man had a lot of blood in his head, huh? I want to see my glorious headshot number. 68. You know, that's not even that bad. I'm very surprised. I expected something way worse. Oh yes, it's another Christmas map, baby. I mean, Santa's Workshop is not a good map, like, period. But it gets even worse on Endless. At least we are not on endless, for what it's worth. We do have to play support, so I mean, hey, that's my punishment apparently. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about your voice lines. It's so long. You have the longest intro of all fucking time, and I don't know why. Literally no one cares about this. I'm gonna very rudely talk over you. You're just like a joke hobo Santa character. You're not original. You're not classically trained. You're not an intellectual. Stop. Just shut the fuck up. He just doesn't shut up. Oh my god, it's almost like he's a streamer. Turned it around there, you see? That's how you get him. Gotta keep him guessing. I was gonna say, like, if that guy immediately grabs me, I was gonna complain so hard. Bro, he just keeps going. He's just like me for real, for real. I might use that expression too much, but I do find it hilarious. I do feel like, you know, when I say that, I do feel like I'm basically saying, like, how do you do, fellow Zoomers? I don't think I can pull off the Zoomer look in Movember. I got the disheveled beard thing going on. Like, I'm not fooling anybody, let's put it that way.
The magic word is magic.
Bro, I don't give a shit, just let me through this fucking door, god damn.
I've said it like 10 times.
People talk.
Makes no sense.
Let's go. I don't know what we're gonna buy just yet. I mean, I'm joking, I know what we're gonna buy. I always know what we're gonna buy. Usually I would go for the double-barreled boomstick, but you know what? Let's change it up a little bit. Let's get the Dragon's Breath for once. I mean, I use this gun all the time anyway, but hey, let's use it some more. The fire is kind of worthless outside of Firebug. At the same time, it does look rather pretty, and that counts for something. Where I come from, we stand pretty fire. Fire is one of those weird things, right? Like, it is very, like, even in real life, it's visually very appealing, but you definitely should not be touching it. I wonder if you know, that's something that has gotten ingrained in us over the years of being on this planet. We so slowly, like, genetically learned, like, hey, maybe don't, like, lick the fire. But you know what's more likely is that it didn't get, like, ingrained. It's just that basically all the people that had, like, an inclination to lick the fire just didn't reproduce because they died because they set themselves on fire. Which gives, like, this really hilarious, you know, mental image of some guy, like, seeing fire for the first time and going, like, that shit looks delicious, I'm going in for a little licky. And then they die, like, a horrible, agonizing death. It is a little bit messed up when we get to that part, but hey, you gotta give it to me. The beginning was, like, pretty humorous. There was some, like, lulziness right there that could have been extracted. I just chose to take it in the oh god, he's burning to death angle, you know? But once again, you gotta keep him guessing. Where did you come from? And where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? What a nice little gun in that blood splatter. It looks like it's barely used. Oh no. Did they claw it? I can't tell. No, I think it's okay. They seem to care more about me than about the little sleigh here. Let's go. I mean, hey, turns out Dragon's Breath's still a good gun. Even outside of Firebug, which, again, surprises nobody. The fire is a nice little bonus. But we can get... Let's see. I mean, we can get the M4. That's just a good little gun, too. I should get some ammo as well. Yeah, there's more boxes anyway. You know what? What if I skip this? I guess I was gonna say maybe it disappears and, like, or starts moving faster, but it's not the case. Escort the drone. I can't even remember where it starts. Is it here? I think it starts, like, there, right? Oh, hello, good sir. Well, he's gone. Boys and girls? More like boils and ghouls, right? Oh no, we're past that, I'm sorry. It's no longer Halloween. The fun is over. He does look like he's just, like, standing there, right? That's not just me. Bye-bye. Oh lord, they are coming. Well, I mean, we kind of dealt with that rather fast, didn't we? It's kind of funny that we got like a random-ass flesh pound as the first enemy, and he was the only enemy. He didn't put up much of a fight, as it turns out. It's kind of hard to do anything when you just, like, fell off a fucking slide. You know what the funniest thing is? Like, we're, I think, guaranteed to get Abomination on this, right? That's kind of how this works. So it's gonna be another Abomination boss fight. Well, then maybe not. Maybe you get, like, somebody else sometimes. I can't remember. I mean, on Endless, you definitely do. You know why this map is broken on Endless? Because no one plays that mode. Like, I played a lot of it, so I know. But the thing is, it's a huge, huge map. It's kind of circular. The problem is, you know, the little, like, arrows that you get, the pathing to let you know which way you gotta go, is, like, wrong half the time. Because it wants you to take you the long way, even if there would be a closer way of getting to the pod. Now the problem is, when the pod is like over 100 meters away, that might actually mean that you won't get a chance to buy ammo. So I've had like a few endless runs actually end on this map because I basically wasn't able to buy armor or ammo after like a boss fight. Or just like a modified, you know, like a mutation wave. You do boom, you barely survive, but obviously all your armor is cracked and gone, you got like no ammo. And then you have to spend like a minute running from one side to the other. You still don't get supplies. It's kind of messed up. I do like the M4 a lot, actually. It wasn't originally a part of my loadout. I actually owe it to my co-op partner that I even used this gun. Because they were the one, you know, that figured it out, that this was a good weapon to use. And I mean, even in terms of perks, I think, I mean, I use Armor Piercing Shot. I'm pretty sure they use Tight Choke. But there's like a reason to use both. Really, you are attacking the thing instead of anything else? How rude of you. Everybody else so far has just gone for the jugular on me, but not those guys, apparently. Well, let's repair it, I guess. But yeah, I remember struggling so hard with support, figuring out the loadout. Not because it's hard, but because I just genuinely didn't enjoy leveling this perk so much. For me, it's one of those perks that is really great for the team. Like, your friends will love you for playing it because you give free armor and ammo, and I kind of played it for that reason, but I never was much of a fan of it until I figured out, like, different guns to use. Do I want to immediately go into, oh, I don't know, the blunderbuss? I mean, yes, that's not even a question. You crazy? It's just a fun gun. Even if it does mean that we will no longer have armor, ever, because we are going to be breaking our own armor. Like, all the time. Yes, I got the collectible. Many, many poggers. Left side, many poggers. Right side, many poggers. That's a 50 DKP minus! Ignore me. I'm having a gamer moment. Can I get a nuke? Oh right, we're not actually demolitionists. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the guns that I got. I'm still support from the block. Used to have a little, and I still don't have much. I don't know where I'm going with that one, but hey, we got it together a little bit. It's so funny that even the cannonball itself can kill dudes. Always pleasantly surprised by that. I mean, it is a fucking cannonball. It should. Really? I mean, I didn't hit him with that second one. But in my defense, I was very freaked out about the fact that, you know, the first one didn't kill him. I was at a loss. Bro, like, apparently just slashers are invincible. Hardest enemy in the game. Or maybe I'm just bad. That could also be a possibility. Nah, unlikely. I'll go with the first option. Clearly, the game is bad. Bad game? Nah, bad you. Oh no, I'm missing 7 health. I better press Q. Hey, at least I make fun of myself, okay? In fact, it seems to be the only thing I do. But, I'm nothing if not a man after his own heart. Any Zeds in the chat? Like, anywhere? Oh lord. I spoke too soon. They were right there. They heard I was talking shit, apparently. He's still alive. How extremely rude of him. How dare you take 2 cannonballs? Think of the children. If you only take 1 cannonball to kill, then, you know, there will be a planet left for our kids. Because we won't have to make as many cannonballs. Now, of course, you might think, like, oh, you could just, you know, make fewer cannonballs, and perhaps instead of fighting, you know, wars against all these Zeds, you could also just coexist somehow. Can't we just talk to the Zeds? The thing is, we can't. Diplomacy is not an option. Did we try it? No, but just trust me, you can't talk to them. Imagine if you could have, like, a diplomacy skill in Killing Floor 2. Maybe that's the next perk that they should add in Killing Floor 3, the Diplomat. Instead of guns, you get to buy speeches, and you get to recite them at the enemy. And if you do well, it would be like a little, you know, like, quick time event, I suppose, might be the best way of executing it. And if you, like, do a superbly good job, then you could get the Zeds on your side. Wouldn't that be fun? It would be weird, for the most part. Let's just go. I'm gonna say that on this map it has to be, if you're playing, like, regular survival, it has to be Abomination, right? Because he has to, like, come out of the little, like, Christmas decoration and everything. Actually, he just jumps out from there. No, yeah, the thing explodes, and he doesn't come out of there. I always forget. It's the Krampus. And he just poops. He's just like, yes, it is I, Krampus. I had just... Did we... I think we might have, like... Yeah, I think... Oh, that was a very long animation. Wow. I was gonna say, I think he just, like, hit up Taco Bell before coming here, man. It is I, Krampus. Sorry for being late. I went to Taco Bell, and I went a little ham on the buffet. But do not worry, I am here and ready to fight. Oh, God. He's just a brat boy, apparently. You could say he's Parappa the Brappa. Oh, that cracked me up, man. If I don't crack anybody else up, at least it cracked me up. Poor guy. Imagine just taking a fucking cannonball to the head. Doesn't sound great. Yep, he's gone. I mean, hey, he's got like a tactical, you know, like butt viewing window on his little coat and pants. But let's just shoot him there, you know? Let's just spank him with some cannonballs. What could go wrong? I was gonna say 53 headshots is amazing, but obviously I didn't use the gun that we just had, the blunderbuss, for most of the fight, so it's not that impressive. And yes, I did just forget the name of it, even though I was praising it for, oh, I don't know, 12 minutes. That's also a gamer moment, when your memory just doesn't work. Some may call it dementia, but I call it a gamer moment. Might be because I have dementia and I don't remember the name. But also, everything is a gamer moment when you think about it. I mean, life is a game, right? The graphics are pretty sick, I gotta say. Dude, I'm getting hella deja vu playing Commando on this map. I don't know why. I mean, I've played this map a lot with every perk, so... I should get deja vu with every perk, if we're being absolutely real. The little werewolves are hard to hit, the alpha clots. They kind of blend into the maze here. I feel like the music in the background is, like, weird. Is that just me? I guess, like, the drums just sound weirder than usual, but maybe I normally don't pay attention to it. Oh, well. Let's just exterminate the Zeds. Bro, like, can you just stop? I was gonna go out of the maze for this exact reason, but I thought maybe with, like, 5 Zeds, you know, left, we would be fine. Turns out, though, it just takes one rude individual to ruin a wonderful moment.
Perfect.
Let's go.
Pod is open again.
Got through wave 1.
Let's get
Oh
you
my god, that
restarted.
was a close one. I mean, hey, it's a full moon in real life, and it's a full moon in game. You love to see it. I'm not buying the Sentinel. He says as he's about to buy the Sentinel. It's such a bad weapon, though. It doesn't do anything. No, I refuse. You can't make me. I played with it last time. I don't want to play with it now. It's not a good weapon. It's very boring. Dude, when they announced it, I was kind of hyped, to be honest. I was like, man, I'm going to get like this thing, and it's going to follow me around, and it's going to be great. And it's just like, no, it's a turret you place down. I wish they wouldn't have made it a fucking drone at that point. Why make it like a drone? Just make it a turret that you can deploy. Like, come on now. If it basically is a turret, then just make it a turret. Where did you come from, by the way? I don't understand where you came from. If you came from below, then I just didn't see you. And, you know, that cannot happen. I was paying a lot of attention. It's not like I was complaining about a weapon in this game or anything. God forbid. I mean, we're not going to kill that guy. At least not in the Z time. Let's put it like that. Let's go for the chest. Always better to go for the crit spot. They just really keep like popping up from down there, right? Yep. Apparently it's the most popular spot for spawning. Well, I mean the last few ones are here, so I think we should be fine. Sure, just hit me in the face, why don't you? It's not like I was using my face or anything.
Safely open. Nicely
Rude.
done.
Well, hey, we're just gonna
Took
get
some hits there.
like an
Patch yourself
M16
up.
and go ham on a biscuit. But yeah, man, I don't think I got to the end of the whole thinking about Christmas thing. I don't know how I feel about Christmas being so close. It's weird. I just had like the typical moment that you do nowadays, at least. Realizing how quickly time's passing, you're like, by God, it wasn't so long ago that it was November last year. And then you're like, yeah, like that's how chronological units work, man. Crazy how that works. Months and shit. But I'm not really worried about it, to be honest. I think last year I was more worried about the passage of time than I am this
I have
year.
to power down the pod.
I don't know why. I guess I just don't give as much of a fuck. Let me hydrate real quick.
Keep the area secure.
You gotta call it, like, hydrate, otherwise, your streamer pass gets taken away. I don't really want to walk through the hallways of death, and therefore I will not be doing that, because I am still just a level 14 commando. Like, don't get me wrong, I am a slut for experience, but at the same time, I do want to live. And I'll be happier if we only die as SWAT, because it actually, builds into the hypothesis that I have of SWAT being, like, the actual worst perk to ever do it. I was gonna say, I'm so happy that it's not someone that can grab me, but don't worry, they were within earshot. Even though I hadn't even voiced that opinion. They got the mind reading going on, apparently. Kinda wish we had, like, more ammo, especially more grenades. Well, to be honest, I probably shouldn't have, like, splurge for armor, is the big thing. I mean, at least he didn't grab me. Always look on the bright side of life, I guess. Well, I'm kinda happy that we didn't use any of our grenades, because we do have those lads coming in. What are hitboxes sometimes, man? Well, they're almost gone. Alright, we're cleaning them up. It's not that much left anymore. Kind of, if only the guy's, like, corpse didn't get, turn into a fucking shield for the bloat. What a world we live in. Even in death, he protects his friend. That's dedication, though. You gotta respect it. I mean, I kinda hate it at the same time, though. Like, hats off, I suppose. No. Also no. And also no. Well, that was a lot uglier than I thought it was gonna be. I really just thought we'd buy the M16 and just have a whale of a good time, not even care about anything or anybody. And it didn't quite go to plan. from the looks of it.
Fixed.
I mean, I could go crazy, but I think I'm just gonna save some money so that we can get the medic grenade rifle.
All hands on the
I like
spot.
having that one, especially for the boss fights. Makes it very easy to take care of yourself. I keep hanging out in this spot, even though it's not that great of a location if you're just by yourself. But it's all I know, man. How and who did I hit there to get that? I'm not sure. The universe is definitely a place that is hard to understand at times.
Now finish the job. Allez.
I mean, there's still like a lot of them left, Miss Trader, so I don't know why you're elated. I just killed like 4. I feel like she's getting hyped for no reason. Why are you so hyped though? I mean, I don't think we're gonna get the extend off of her. At the same time, there wasn't much to do with that Z time. And also keep in mind my aim is shit, so I'm surprised that the gore fiends are not like more of a problem for us. Usually they're rather annoying. But apparently we're kind of handling them relatively well, it seems like. Did we get the blow? I can't tell. Oh yeah, we did. Sick. Forgot to reload that part of it. Well, maybe not so much as forgot, but well, you know what? I don't mind that melee hit so much. I was kind of going that way anyway. So in essence, thank you, good sir. I appreciate your service. I can't remember if when we get higher level, it's gonna be like a 2-shot for the flesh pounds with the grenades. I want to say that it is going to be, but let's see real quick. Oh yeah, it will be. It will be, of course, because we get like 1% damage with each level. Hey, Cthulhu, by the way. Cthulhu? I'm sorry, that's the best joke I could muster right there. We got our HM Tech 501 grenade rifle. And I guess we'll upgrade this, because I'm most likely to use that for the boss fight if I get, you know, my way, essentially. Which I'm not guaranteed to, let's be real. So now we enter the part of this map that is not so much fun, which is like, where the hell do you fight a dude at? Genuinely, I think it might be here. The wooden beam is going to be our savior. I can't wait 12 seconds, are you crazy? Like, I could watch an entire TikTok in that time. I think. I don't know. I think TikToks are also getting rather long nowadays. She really just is spawning, like, right next to us, isn't she? That's a bold move, Con. It's a bold strategy. Let's see if it works out. Well, I mean, she's not getting that hit, for sure. Also not getting that hit. We can actually use this spot, like, relatively well. Just gotta remember that we have to dodge her bullshit. We can't dodge that, in my defense. Please don't have your hand flip through the wall. Let's not be unfair. That's kind of unfair, but you know what? It only was a little piece of damage, so I think we can live with that. I'm so tempted to pull that lever, even though it's not gonna, like, really help us in a big way, but I see button I want to push. I'm a simple man. This is what's called a missed attack. Let's be real, girl. You know what? You don't get to have a shield anymore. Your shield privileges have been revoked. Oh, really? The door doesn't count. I guess that makes sense. If I wanted it to count, I could have just closed it. I was gonna say, like, the wooden beam has to count. We've been using it this whole time. Let's get that EMP. 3 words, come sing with me. EMP. Oh, she's doing the, like, melee ranged attack, huh? I know that sounds, like, dumb, but you know, the attack that has the range of a melee attack. Oh no, she done and twisted it around. We are, like, losing all of our armor. In our defense, though, I am, like, level 14. I got, like, 2 perk abilities. I mean, we've avoided most of her attacks relatively well. The melee, not so much, but what do you want me to do, dude? She's got, like, insane fucking range on that stuff. was gonna say, like, if only we had the damage to really, like, stop her from pulling that off. It doesn't seem like we do, though. Yeah, I mean, she's just, like, pushing us out of position. At the same time, we're entering the phase where it doesn't matter anymore. We're gonna have a big wave of Edars. She's still trying to pull her bullshit. She never stops, man. Never stops bullshitting. I'm kind of happy that we snuck that grenade in there. I think she can destroy that because it's basically like a siren scream that she does, right? At least it has like a similar sound effect. Yeah, you're not that tough, buddy. Once again, we managed to make her like textures glitch out. I feel like that happens every time she gets like chunked. It's not a good look though. Well, hey, we didn't even get to like level 15 with that. That's sad. I guess we did skip like an area, so maybe that's on me. At the same time, I refuse to actually admit that. Oh baby, rig. I think I played this map like twice before. I think this is the new one? I can't remember. Incidentally, I think in like 1 or 2 maps, we will basically, you know, like start getting into maps we played during the last Killing Floor livestream. And we started at the top that time, so that's kind of cool. And it's Boizoiko time. And yes, you have to pronounce it that way. I don't make the rules. Yo, what is all that? System Kismet warning. Remote event KF rig the world persistent level main sequence activate lightning 8. I can't help but think that I'm not supposed to see that. Just a hunch on that one. Like, call it intuition, but I don't think I'm supposed to see that. I think that's an error message. And I don't think it's intended for me. I think it's intended for the devs. Apparently there's something wrong with the lightning. Drink water? Nah, dude. We don't hydrate in this stream. And you can't make me. Literally you can't, because I don't have channel points enabled. You have no power here, hydrators. Hydrators sounds like a bad word, though, doesn't it? I mean, you know what? I'll drink water. But not because you asked me or anything, Baka. Did you see that dodge, though? Did you catch that one? I'm very proud of that one. Only using the directional keys. I was gonna say that time is gonna be useful. If only we could hit the man, but apparently he just keeps his hands in the way at all times. How dare he? Imagine protecting your head, dude. That's cringe. Absolute cringe. I should know I'm pretty cringe myself. I'm something of a cringe lord myself. I mean, hey, we actually just, you know, came to the pod. It's all good. I don't know why we came to the pod, because it has nothing to offer us. I guess we could get, like, a different weapon, but if we don't, then we'll get to beeline the battle axe, and, you know, I'm all about that life. Maybe we'll do the blood sickle and pretend to be, like, a hunter from Bloodborne. I do seem to remember there being lightning on this map. I mean, there is lightning. What's up with that? Why is it saying that it's broken, then? It makes no fucking sense. It's kind of a cool map. I like the industrial look. Let's just beat the shit out of everybody. My plan is to beat the shit out of everybody and act like I don't know nobody. I feel like that is a good way. You know, that's maybe not plausible deniability, but if you are gonna, like, start a fight, then that's one way to go about it, and to avoid its consequences. You know, earlier, like quite a while ago, I was talking about how my dad nearly started a fight at the post office. Like, I'm like, dude, if you want to, like, fight so bad, just go out on, like, a Friday night and talk smack to the other patrons at the bar. You'll get in a fight in no time, trust me. I've tried to do it before, and, like, people would have been up for it until a certain point. I mean, the thing is, you know, drunk people, when it comes to, like, talking shit, they're all about it. When it comes to doing shit, you're not so good at it after, like, you've had a few. But people can definitely talk the talk, even if they can't walk the walk, you know? They can't make the check, but they can definitely say that they can. Oh my god, we actually killed the bloat without getting vomited on? Is this real? Mom, bring the camera! I mean, it's just a joke. I'm actually already on camera. You see, the joke is that I'm already live streaming on twitch.tv, but I'm pretending that I'm not and calling for my mother, who actually doesn't live in the same flat as me. It's quite nuanced, and it works on multiple levels. I don't know why I had to change my voice for that one, but it felt appropriate.
I suggest you purchase armor.
I mean, we can barely afford the battle axe. But at the same time, I recently paid for the blood sickle. Let's get the blood sickle. Even if it's not the best gun, and it is not in fact a gun, is the big thing. But it does look cool when you do that. It's just relatively slow and maybe not damaging enough. But hey, let's see. I like the, you know, the lower range version of it though. It has a decent attack speed. And by decent, I mean super fast. Oh god. I don't think that's like safe. I don't. Let's go this way. You see, if you follow the fucking purple line there, I think you just kill yourself. Like, fairly close to death, for sure. I feel like maybe the shaders are broken on this. I don't know. It looks a little different than what I remember. The fast heavy attacks are something else, though. It's kind of neat. I like it. I like it. The thing I need to remember is you can't just spam reload on this to like spin it around and stuff, because the reload button actually has like a function associated with it. I feel like it has like relatively high damage though. At least like when I guess like, you know, could have even higher damage if we switched it to the other mode, but I like the attack speed as we established. It's just like the holstering animation is so long on it. That's some proper fire, isn't it? Can we go back from here? Oh, yeah, it can. Okay. I was gonna say, I just want to kite some. I didn't want to stand so close to the husk. Like, what if he does a flamethrower attack? Oh, speaking of a husk, he's right there. Not so happy about that, but hey. I feel like for some reason this thing like handles the Skrakes rather well, but I don't know what makes it good against them. The parry window on it seems shorter than anything else, though. Maybe that's just me. Maybe like that's something to do with the animation. But I always feel like I have less time to parry with this. Like you have to be more precise. Maybe because I'm not like doing the parry spam. I'm not sure. It has kind of a like nice sound to it though. The little swish. It's got something going on. Let's not get hit by the husk, shall we? Also, I guess we can heal. It takes a while to put away this weapon. Yeah, I can't exactly parry a fireball, huh? No, please. Please don't explode yourself. Nobody wants that. I think they added like a little bit of an animation to like the blood getting off of this. It's so weird how you hold it though in first person. Makes no fucking sense. So you would think that like a sight would be really good with side-to-side attacks, but apparently we don't do that. I don't know. Do we want to keep this?
Like being shot to pieces? Buy armor.
It's surprisingly heavy is the main thing. I guess we never sold the Crovel though, so we can add something alongside it. Let's be a smart boy and add like the test launcher. I don't know. Do we want to do that? We could have a bone crusher. Now let's get the test launcher. We can't upgrade it after buying ammo, but we would have the room, but we can't do it. I mean, if we get a chance to, we will, like for the boss fight, try to use the blood sickle, just to get more mileage out of it. Keep getting areas too, but the XP is kind of meaningless to us now. It has been for a long while. Oh no. I mean, hey, I didn't think that would get the parry. I thought my timing was really off there, but apparently not. Apparently it wasn't that off. I really do like the attack speed on it. It's just like, you gotta get used to it though. Also, it seems kind of weird that apparently it doesn't have, like, it has one heavy attack animation compared to everything else. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it has different ranges, because most of the various types of attack have like a little bit of a different like damage number and range number, and the animations being different matters because it changes the DPS on something like the Battle Axe. Like, Battle Axe is one of those interesting weapons where you get the most actual damage, and I mean most melee weapons are like this with the heavy attack. If you move forward, if your last directional like input button was W or whatever you have bound to, you know, going forward, then you get like, I think 10% more damage. However, I think from a DPS perspective, Battle Axe is interesting because if you actually like start backpedaling with it, it has higher damage because the animation is actually faster on the backpedal attack than it is on the other ones. Yeah, I think they did add like a little blood splash slash like splatter effect when you change between modes. That's kind of neat. I think I was complaining about that earlier. But now here we are, and it just works. I guess we can upgrade the Tez launcher now, even though we didn't even use it. So I guess we'll use this container when the boss comes. When the boss comes around.
Hurry up.
I'm only doing it for the sound, in case you were wondering. It's kind of a weird weapon. I guess I also should look at the skins available for it. I didn't even like look at the stuff that you get when you buy it. I think you're supposed to get skins with it. Maybe we'll look at that in a second. Although I can't remember if you have to like be in the main menu for that or not. I think you might. I think you might. Let's try to do the thing I said that I would do, which is use the container to our advantage. Oh no, he's coming.
Watch out! Something is cloaked.
Can't believe that he got the parry after all these years. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say we have to parry one of those. Man, we're just nailing it, apparently. We're not, like, gonna kill him, though. I'm not gonna pursue, but that was a good time. I felt that our parry timings were actually on top of that the whole time. I guess I could have switched to the Tez launcher and then just, like, had a good time, but it is what it is. Let's just, like, kill a bunch of people. Just to see how it feels. Look, I'm gonna hit you with the actual truth. The big reason why I think this weapon like gets any attention from me is it also has what the Battle Axe like has going for it, which is heavy attacks like chunk people. I'm a big fan of that. Although I think Battle Axe is infinitely cooler, including but not limited to just that effect as well. Battle Axe did it first, and Battle Axe did it better. Man, I'm really like on top of things, huh? Yeah. Let's just fist fight apparently. I mean, we're doing like a good job of actually like, you know, putting up a fight here. Getting a lot of like solid parries. Do we want to like, you know, kill him? I guess so. We did buy the upgraded Tez launcher, and we might as well get some mileage out of it. Could have had that fight go on for longer, but he just kind of walked in a straight line. Might as well just end it then.
Let's make sure.
Man, like, apparently this thing deals a shit ton of damage. I forgot. It's been a while since I've used it. Alrighty, so we're on Rig, and now we get to go to prison. But what map did we get to previously? I think it was Power Core that we did last. During the last, like, Killing Floor 2 stream. But I can't quite remember. I guess I could check the VOD, but fuck that. So what do we even play now? I guess is the question. I mean, I wanted to check the weapon skins. Let's go to Bazooka. My love for you is like a truck bazooka. Oh yeah, I think I have 2 of these because I bought the full thingy, and apparently you get like 2 of these, which would be important if you could sell them on the market, but you can't. Bloodsickle Hunter. Ah yes. It's absolutely a different skin for it. Butchery Reaper, I don't see the difference with these. That's the standard, that's what we had. Why is that a skin? I'm not sure. Carousel, okay. Bro, I don't even know. I don't even know. Since when do I have this? I forget, like, half of these fucking weapons I have skins for. Well, do we want to just do it the other way around? Let me check one more thing, though. Do we have skins for the drone? Oh, yeah, we do. Interesting. You know what? Let's make it look like a little bee, so that in the event we ever use it, it looks kind of neat. Oh yeah, the dragon and koi stuff was also included in that one pack. Okay, gotcha. I was gonna say I don't remember owning those, but whatever. I'm not hating on anything. And let's just check one last thing. Does the shrink ray, does it have any skins? Oh god, Survivalist just has all the guns put in here? My god, they didn't think this one through, did they? I feel like maybe they didn't. They definitely didn't. There should be a button. Is it considered a pistol? Please tell me it's considered a pistol at least. No, I'm confused. I don't want to say any. The projectile? It's not a projectile though, is it? No, it is not a projectile. My god. Tech? What is even a tech type of weapon? I mean, it is apparently that type of weapon. None of these skins look any good, by the way. Well, I'm a little disappointed, but no one cares. I don't feel like randomizing it, to be honest. I definitely don't feel like randomizing it. The perk that I'm gonna play. You know what? I'm gonna be very selfish and just play another round of Berserker, because we didn't get to play with the Battle Axe before, and I despise not getting a chance to play with the Battle Axe. We got all the money for it, and then it was all for nothing. Because I forced myself to play with the Bloodsickle. Which we, by the way, if we can fit into the loadout, which, I mean, we're not going to be able to, but we're going to buy it anyway, because I want to look at the skin. Even though it seems not at all different than what we, like, had originally. Man, like, getting bloat headshots apparently is a very tough job. Not particularly good at it, but... Look, I'll just come out and say it. Maybe don't add a Berserker weapon, though. If you don't, like, want to animate it. Because all these other weapons, like, work on, you know, tried and true principles. And it seems like Bloodsickle is going against, you know, it's not going down the beaten path, basically. Apparently, it's just one heavy attack animation, which is a little disappointing. And it seems like mechanically, it would also just be one animation, right? Where's the last lad? Oh, he's up top there. He's a little confused, isn't he? If I stand over here, does he come out? No. Okay, I'll go up then. Fine, whatever. If I have to. Oh, now he realized, alright. You make me walk all this way, and then you still chase me. What a weirdo. I do like this map. The actual theme of it is neat. All the lights and the fog and the smoke. It's kind of cool. Once again, though, I don't know why I came here. It's absolutely pointless. We will just be crawling up.
It's freezing out here.
Don't need anything else. I got my RGB shovel. Thank you very much. You think you could sell more shovels in real life if they had RGB? Because I'm thinking you could. I genuinely think that's an untapped market. Maybe that's how you get the Zoomers to do the yard work. You just make Fortnite shovels with RGB. That's the ticket, man. Or perhaps I'm just talking out of my ass. There's a high chance of that too. Bro, do you have like a longer attack animation, or is this the longest one? Because my god, I can feel my beard grow out in the time it takes for you to do that. Apparently it is indeed the longest from the looks of it. Well. One at a time, please. Alrighty, we're just fighting them off. I was gonna say, please let me get that parry. I need one of them to live. You're not exactly like on the verge of death, but you have to pretend that you're on the verge of death at all times to get your best performance. At least that's how I choose to live my life. And I mean, sure, I might get degenerative heart disease faster as a consequence because of the constant stress, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know what the positive side of that could be. I guess maybe, you know, if you treat your heart rate like a high score, then, you know, like, that might be a really, like, pog thing to constantly feel stressed and have high heart rate. New guy just dropped? The guy who thinks that, like, heart rate is better the higher it is? Like, yeah, man, I've been working really hard at it. Now I've been pushing it to, like, 184. Guy who is definitely gonna get a stroke. Alright, we got my only friend, the battle axe. It's not my only friend, but it's a very good friend. I do fucking love this thing. It's so cool looking. It's a simple weapon, you see? Although, I gotta give it to the blood sickle. It's also like a simple concept. It's just a sickle, you know? It's just a scythe that has like multiple modes of use. I mean, I would kill them with one hit, but, you know, you gotta sometimes chop it up a little bit more.
There you are, flesh pound.
This is like a really quiet wave so far, huh? I don't think he really thought that one through. Oh, we have a Husko. A husky boy in the building. Well, technically we're not in the building, so I don't really know what I'm saying. We're in the courtyard. Just getting swole in the prison yard, as you do. I mean, hey, they do have a gym. They do actually have, like, the prison gym. You know, with the concrete shit going on. I can't help but think that that must be, like, a real fucking nightmare to use, though. How do you know that they would have the same weight? I guess in video game land, you know, they're gonna be the same size, because they just mirror the object, but in real life, like, I feel like that shit would be heavier on one side. Although, I mean, one of your arms is always going to be more muscular than the other. And get your head out of the gutter, it's not because of cumin, it's because, you know, you use your dominant hand, like, for more stuff. But yes, also for cumin. Put your head back into the gutter. You know, they always say get it out of the gutter, but no one says put it in there. And that alone is a great sentence for that reason. Who's the last boy? I think it's a girl, actually. It do be a girl. It do be a lady.
Come see me. The pod's safely open. Nicely done.
Well, hey, we already made another 2K, so I guess if we drop the battle axe, we can look at the blood sickle. Just to see that skin, the hunter. I am curious. Haven't there been some news about Bloodborne 2? About a possible Bloodborne 2? Can't remember.
Unless you hate living.
A man can dream. So blood sickle. I guess the blade looks different. It kind of looks like Damascus steel, and the leather is more brown. It definitely looks better. At the same time, meh. Well, we should pick this thing up.
Buy some armor. I need you alive and in one piece.
Yeah, let's just get a hemoclobber. Oh, and we can afford armor.
Glad you made it back. Don't bleed on anything.
We'll get ammo later. I don't think we're very likely to use this thing anyway. I don't yet know where I want to fight.
More Zeds on the scope.
Maybe just back in the courtyard? Because we can't carry another gun. We can pick up some more ammunition. Yeah, but this is what I mean. So this, like, attack you can clearly see is faster than the other, you know, battle axe attacks. So from a pure DPS perspective, like backpedaling with this weapon is one of the best things you can do. And obviously, like a really high level berserker play, you basically want to manipulate your inputs. So against hordes of stuff, you're doing like side to side attacks and stuff. I will say that from just a purely mechanical perspective, the Bloodsickle seems a little lacking in that regard. Because apparently, at least with the heavy attack, you only get one type of heavy attack. And I guess I don't really understand. Like, if you made 4 various, like, I guess, yeah, it is 4 animations, though, for all the other directional attacks. Like, really, the last 3 are the ones that are breaking the bank. So, like, you made 5 animations in total. You made, like, 1 heavy attack, 4 light attack directional attacks. But like, you can't make 3 more animations. I don't know, man. That seems, like, a little weird, right? I think it's deliberate, but it really just seems like they're, like, cutting corners. Really, I was gonna say, I feel like that should have been a parry. The bloats are weird, yeah. You gotta, like, get the headshot on him. With this thing, at least. I guess, both the flesh pound spawns turn into quarters from the looks of it. 'Cause this is, like, 6 quarter pounds. I don't even know how he got killed. Although, that's just the animation speed on this thing. Like, the animation doesn't match the attack completely. And I don't think they're ever gonna fix that. It's just here to stay.
Anything could be hiding.
I guess we'll upgrade the Hemo. Our good friend, the Hemo Clobber. I'm thinking maybe this room is gonna be where we fight. It's got plenty of things to hide behind. I can't wait 18 seconds. Apparently soup is not allowed. It's just not allowed here, apparently. Oh, it's the matriarch. Boy, oh boy, am I glad to be in this room, then. Unlike her father, she doesn't run away. Well, she should. Okay, now we just go in. Thankfully she did the plasma attack, so... we have all the time in the world to just, like, attack her, basically. She gets, like, upset when we do the parry. I should, like, stand on the table. It's easier to headshot her from there. Oh, I guess I could have parried that, too. Man, we're just really messing up the parries, huh? You're just, like, spamming range attacks. You're not a friend of mine. You're not an intellectual. Stop. I'm not gonna excuse you. I'm just gonna kill you. You're annoying and boring, and I hate you. It's true. Maybe it's a little rude to say it out loud, but it is true. I don't particularly like her. Didn't even need the Hemoclobber. I mean, you don't need the Hemoclobber at the best of times. Is kind of the thing. Whoa, the body already disappears? Strange. Or radio. Power core. I don't think we did power core. How far did we get last time? I think, was it lockdown? No. I can't remember, man. I cannot for the life of me remember. But if you'll excuse me for a moment, I'll take a short break. I do need to go to the bathroom to, give you some hot back, I don't know, like some, I don't know, dude. I don't know where I'm going with this. I forgot. Either way, let me change the screen real quick. thank you for your patience. Let me put it back on Killing Floor 2. Yeah, we switched the map, but we haven't switched the perk yet, so we still gotta do that. Let me think. So what map is this? This is Power Core, right? This is not one that I play often at all, actually. I'm gonna go with Firebug. I'm just being like self-indulgent. You'll have to excuse me. I'm just entering the part where I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna play what I want. And apparently Firebug is what I want to play, which is not at all surprising. It's very close to my heart. I love this perk so much.
Eyes open.
And I mean, he has multiple builds, so I guess that's something we can also rely upon. But you see, Ren, this is why you don't hydrate. This is why you don't want to do it, because it makes you have bathroom breaks. You can't have streams with bathroom breaks. You're supposed to torture yourself as a streamer for the amusement of strangers. It's in the Twitch.tv contract somewhere, the terms of service. I'm sure of it. Or maybe people just, you know, enjoy treating themselves badly. And by people, I mean including myself, apparently. I will say that it feels weird to take a break, even if it has been like over 2 hours. I don't know, I guess I just follow weird streamers who stream for like 8 to 10 hours and only take a break. You know, like then I feel like it's acceptable to take a break. I got that double standard where I'm like, oh yeah, other people can take breaks, but not me. What do I want to go for? We did like Mach 10 and it was actually kind of fun. Do we want to do dual Spitfires as Firebug? You know what? Let's just do.
We're almost out of time.
Let's just do it.
Make your choices.
I guess I'll get that. Yeah, why not? Let me heal real quick. I think we got full ammo, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't think we're gonna reach it.
All Zeds on the scope.
It stayed around, but it isn't, you know, actually important because we actually did buy ammo. It hasn't been so long since I played this map. It's a ghosty. I'm a little ghosty girl.
Did you move? I just saw a shimmer.
Doesn't Firebug have like a reload perk? I'm just now thinking. We do, don't we? No, we don't. Okay, I do think we get. Yeah, we do get some extra reload speed, but not as insane as Gunslinger. Kind of insane to think that other perks reload this pistol faster than Firebug, but I guess it makes sense. You can do some insane stuff with it. I mean, right now in Z time, it's kind of hilarious. At the same time, we could also take the higher ammo capacity, like perk, and have 24 shots. Don't think too hard about how 2 6-shooters are going to shoot 24 times. Like, you basically have to break time and space to do that one. But hey, if you do that, if you open up your mind, open up your third eye, and you accept that your paltry knowledge of physics is all wrong, then it's very easy to do. You just gotta put like another bullet into each chamber, and then very carefully shoot, is the trick. Not everybody can do it. It takes a special kind of person to be able to do that, but apparently every Firebug with that perk is that special kind of person, so what do I know? I mean, it was a good time, but we'll be switching off of this for sure. You know what I noticed on my VOD channel? Most of the Killing Floor vids, for some reason, even though I played at very different times and did very different other stuff, tend to have the Dragon's Breath in like the little animated thumbnail that you can pull up. What are the odds of that, man? Did we just go Dragon's Blaze again? I don't know. It seems kind of boring. Let's go Scorcher for once. Let's change the order and go for Old Scorchy. I also like this one. It's fun. And yes, I know it's an HRG. I'm part of the problem. I know.
Up. Go kill some Zeds.
I seem to remember this part of the map being kind of difficult to like properly pull off. They kind of like hit you from all over. Oh man, that was a perfect shot to the chest.
Did you move?
Shot in the chest, and I'm to blame. You give flesh pounds a bad name. Poor guy. Again, you just have to bend space and time to be able to shoot like a one-shot gun 4 times. Just don't think about it.
Just step.
Neo, I'm telling you that when you're ready, you will be able to shoot a gun 4 times without reloading. And it won't make any fucking sense. But it's fucking Matrix. I don't know how that line relates to Morpheus, but in my head it just made sense. I was gonna complain about my ammo capacity, but then like most of the wave's already dead. And we still have a lot of shots. And stuff keeps like attacking in a straight line, so I feel like we'll be fine.
That was the last one.
Yep, it looks like we were fine.
Resupply.
Just fine.
You're a little bloody. But
I mean, just a little bloody. It's okay. Copium.
Sooner we can leave.
DKG. Donkey Kong? Donkey Kong confirmed?
Don't bleed on anything.
I mean, hey, let's actually get the thermite bore. Apparently, we're now just doing the indulgent loadouts, where I just play with the guns I like anyway.
Port's closed. Go make a difference.
I do like the look of this map. I guess I'm just a sucker for the industrial look. It looks, you know, lived in. Looks more believable and like slightly more realistic, I guess. I was gonna say I want like more than one guy to die from that fire if at all possible. Otherwise it feels like a waste. I was gonna complain, man. They synced up the screams. And one of them is still alive somehow. Very surprising. Sometimes, man, this gun is surreal in terms of damage. Absolutely like just downs everything, and then other times things just don't care for it. Explosions do be weird like that. I guess we're just like poking all of them a couple times and hoping for the best. I'll just reload. Might not be the best idea in that time, but who cares? I think we just dealt with a whole entire wave of quarter pounds, so a little reward in terms of a reload is in order.
Don't get back up.
Containment breach in progress. I mean, hey, that's a good announcement. Maybe you won't be happy to see it, but it's useful. It's useful to know that you are in like a live fire, you know, about to die situation. Maybe you can text your loved ones like, hey, I won't be, you know, coming home to dinner. It's not because I'm boinking the secretary, it's because I'm getting killed on the job. It's important to establish your loyalty to your family members, even as you're dying. Like, hey, honey, I won't be getting home for dinner, but don't worry, it's not because of Jess in HR. It's because I'm being mauled to death by a Zed.
There's one
In case of
flesh pound that will
emergency.
not be coming back.
Apparently, that's a Horzine number. They got their own fucking phones and shit. Mucho fanso. Which is a term you may not be aware of because I just made it up, but it refers to very fancy, like much fancy, such wow. I guess we can throw this away and then just
Final choice.
like do that.
Enemies on the scope.
The one complaint for this map is the fact that it all looks very fucking similar. The industrial look is cool, but at the same time it's very difficult to tell what part of the map you're on. I guess with this one, technically, you know, this is the nominal power core. You got the giant thing in the center there. And you know, we got the lava, that's kind of cool. But other than that, the rest of this like entire installation
More Zeds
is
inbound.
eerily familiar. It looks exactly like every other place we've been in.
People disgust me. Your incessant
It's a
calling for
vampire.
me. I will exterminate you.
He sounds mad.
Come out.
He sounds a little bit mad. Do we just... I feel like Thermite Boar is good against Hans, though, because he tends to, like, stay in one spot for extended periods of time. So the ground fire is going to do, like, a tremendous amount of work against him. Look at that. We're just, like, bursting through his shield with the ground fire. Yeah, I think he's about to just die from the damage over time. He's a good boss. He's one of the better designed bosses, but yeah, Firebug is absolutely like amazingly good against him. He doesn't move around so much. And he has like some long animations in between the various phases that he does. We're kind of making him dance too. 9 entire headshots? Very pog. I'm proud of myself. I'm gonna tell my mom, like, Mom, you won't believe it. We definitely didn't get to Outpost before. Man, I totally, like, was talking mad shit. I think the last thing we did was Farmhouse before. Apparently don't believe my lies. I'll make that meme about myself next and just post it. I probably won't, to be honest with you. That seems like a lot of work to edit together an entire meme image. It might take, like, 5 minutes. Do you think I got that kind of time? Outpost. You know what? Let's give SWAT another chance. His time in the sun.
The Zeds are close.
I already messed up, by the way, because you're supposed to select the other perk instead of tactical reload, so you get like 75 more dash. We already ruined it. Can you stop? Like, for real, man. But yeah, I'm really thinking, I was thinking about this during the break, like, should I try to stream Overwatch, at least the solos? I don't know, dude. I feel like it might be bad. Like, I don't know if I'll get stun locked by the game too much. I mean, I get stun locked by this game sometimes, and I have like way more hours on it. Plus, I'm scared that my baby rage will show up on stream. And there is definitely like a little hipster inside of me, and I don't mean this in the sexual way. You know, I'll pause there for effect, but I do mean that it feels weird to play like essentially the flavor of the month game, you know? Like Overwatch 2 just came out. I think everybody and their mom is playing it. I haven't actually watched that many streams of it, is the thing. I wouldn't say that I hate the game in that regard. It's just like the few people that I follow that have been playing it, or have played it rather, have streamed it at times when I wasn't really like available to watch. I haven't even lurked Overwatch 2 streams, and that's not even a lie, because it's not like a recommended, you know, category for me. Because sometimes I might be like, oh, I haven't even been lurking, but then I realize like, shit, I probably have like 20 hours on Twitch, like viewing Twitch this week, which is quite a lot when you think about it. In my defense though, sometimes I do just like leave the thing on and I go do something else.
And upgrade your gear.
You gotta get those channel points, man. Like, you don't understand. Gotta get those redeems. It's important. I kind of want to get more flashbangs. This is the problem with SWAT. I mean, the very existence of SWAT is a problem, but at the same time, I just want everything, and everything is so expensive. You need armor, you need, like, grenades regularly, you need expensive ammo. If they do anything differently in Killing Floor 3, I hope it's this guy. He needs, like, a different concept going forward. He just doesn't work anymore. Well, I say anymore, but I don't think he ever fucking worked. Because why the hell would you have, like, a trash specialist when Firebug exists in the same game as you? Firebug can just clear trash without having to aim, without being affected by lag. It's just a good perk for making sure all the small stuff is dead. Like, you know, these two perks were competing for that position, and I think it's clear as day who won that battle. My man, do you want to, like, come up the stairs? Yeah, we can't actually, like, fucking kill the guy because we did so little damage. Can't even explode the crit spot, man. We have no damage. I'm just a SWAT. I was gonna say I'm just a poor boy, but that's the thing. Like, if the song was about SWAT, it would be a very different song. Because, you know, in the song it's like, Mama, I just killed a man, put a gun up to his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. If SWAT sung that song, it would have to go like I tried to kill a man, pulled my trigger, waited 27 seconds, and he still wasn't dead. And it would be the same song. Like, you would still be very depressed. But you wouldn't be depressed because you murdered somebody. You'd be depressed because you tried and failed. Do you think that ever happens? Like, you know, post-murder? Or like, I guess it wouldn't be post-murder if you failed, but like post-murder depression? What if it actually happens? Like you kill someone or attempt to and it doesn't work out. Maybe you don't kill him the way you wanted to and you're like, God damn it, man, I really wanted them to die differently. I had this whole cool thing planned out. I, you know, rehearsed the dialogue and everything. And then they had the audacity to have a heart attack in the middle of me, like, fucking dissecting them. How dare they? I mean, I'd be pretty depressed, to be honest. If I, like, planned someone's murder, and it's supposed to be this big, cool thing, and then they just die, like, randomly, like, they get hit by a truck, that would be like, man, fucking hell, I was gonna kill that guy. I definitely think that's, like, dialogue from a movie. It has to be. There has to be a film out there that has done that.
The snow brings too many memories.
It's just too easy, you know? It's low-hanging fruit, is what it is. Look at the big fucking icicle there, man. That's crazy. That's like the size of an entire person. It's big. Let me think here. Do we want like a different gun? I don't think so. I kind of don't care that much. Yeah, let's just go, man. I'm having a good time. Is at least what I'm gonna tell myself. You know, I am playing SWAT, so I have to lie to myself to get any enjoyment out of it. I'm kidding. It's not that bad. SWAT is one of those things where the worst part about it is that it's kind of fun to play. It's just so bad at so many things in the game with it. And there's very little redeeming qualities to it. It's not like it hits you with more dopamine than the other perks. It's just like, yeah, like shooting things in the head is kind of fun, but so is, you know, doing it with any other weapon on any other perk. And I mean, sure, the nail gun is cool, but you could just use it on Berserker, I suppose. Works slightly differently, but I mean, Berserker is kind of like a combination SMG and shotgun, I think, with the nail gun. Although, I might be wrong. It's been probably 2 years since I last touched it. And this is just like full auto / fuller auto. The fuller auto is definitely more fun than Berserker's, like, whatever, so for what it's worth, like, SWAT has that going for it, but that's not much, let's be real. It's not something to write home about, at least. Plus, you know, you might get permanent hearing damage if you use the nail gun too much. Either one. The firing sound is a little bit louder than, like, anything else in the game, it feels like. This isn't even the fuller auto version. This is regular shoot, mind you. Could be so much worse. Apparently, though, people are telling me that the best thing to do with SWAT would be to take the movement speed, because you can avoid way more damage by just running. I'm too set in my ways to change it, though. Maybe they changed it. Let me check it real quick. Movement sprint faster, no movement penalty for using iron sights. No, I think that's the same as before. I know you can kind of fool around with it. I did test it out. The no movement speed penalty for, like, aiming down sights is kind of interesting. Like, that is actually probably the best part of that perk. Because it allows you to just, like, you know, zone in on people. So I could see some use for that, but I really like heavy armor, to be honest. It's one of the big reasons why I actually like Survivalist, too. Although, I suppose Survivalist is, again, slightly better, because you don't have to make that choice. You just get heavy armor on him anyway. Let's take a Chris. Dude, we got, like, an autofill? I guess areas are worth something. I always forget how much money they get you. It's insane to get, like, an autofill on SWAT, ever. Shit is so expensive. At the same time, we didn't use any grenades, too, so let's not, you know, hype this up too much. We just used the nail gun, and it still costs, like, fucking 1K to resupply our guns. To be fair, we did also buy a second one, though. But still, man, shit is so expensive. I just want to meet the guy that thought it was a good idea. I think we're still better off with the nail gun, by the way, for, like, the interim stuff. The Chris, I think, is our DPS gun, and we want to keep it for those purposes. But I still want to meet the guy from the dev team that thought that giving SWAT, like, the bullet hose perk, expensive ammo was a good idea. In a game that kind of has to deal with economy. Like, you're just gonna be frustrating for your team, you know? You're constantly begging for money as this poor fucking, like, SWAT. Like, please, sir, could I have some more? I really need to buy ammo. I guess though, if you do play with the team, no one really cares. They don't tend to mind.
Saw a shimmer.
You get way too much money if you like actually play as a team for the most part. Like someone at least is gonna be overflowing with the cash. Even if they do hog up the kills, hopefully they'll share the money. I mean, that is one thing. It's been so long since I've played this game with like any other people that I don't think I would be used to it. But there is a lot of thought into like rush buying certain weapons in my experience, especially on harder difficulties. So on Suicidal, for example, if you have a medic on the team and you can pull the money to get a heal thrower earlier than you would be supposed to get it, that's like a huge benefit for the whole team. Let's go full or auto. If only we had the actual Z time perk.
The area remains perfectly secure.
Well, we do have to reload. Turns out 82 rounds like do run out if you're shooting 3 at a time. I like how I mentioned that I would use the crits for DPS purposes, and then I just went full or auto anyway.
Area remains
Look, I'm a simple man. I'll just use whatever is within arm's reach, apparently.
You were untouchable.
These double areas, man, they were actually very good. I mean, I think that's all the upgrades we're getting. At the same time, though, I do feel rather good about this loadout. Let's do the boss wave with the crits, if possible, though.
You come here and
Oh no,
make
Hans is back with a vengeance.
How am I meant
Is he
to
just in the same room as me?
You must.
I think he is. I think I might be looking at him.
I can't kill what I can't see.
Think it's a cloaked Zed.
No, he's like slightly up, okay. I thought for a sec he was just down here with me. That would have been awkward.
There is nothing left but you.
Hello, sir.
Ready to die.
I mean, Chris is okay, but... I was gonna say, where's my crit headshot sound?
Face me.
Man, you missed. How did you miss? I'm like so close to you.
Now you swine can
So confusing. This thing has like such a satisfying sound though. Like the firing sound is so good. I would love to use that Z time, but it was kind of hard to make it. Wow, he's just like jumping all over the place, huh? I should like break his armor. Well, shield, if anything. Armor is a different concept. Man, we're like pushing him into the next phase fairly like easily. I probably should have waited until he turned around. Really? I was gonna say, please don't try to grab me. I mean, you know, that didn't go too badly, all things considered, but it is solo and only hard, so. And my aim was garbage, so I think that could go a lot better if you actually like put your back into it. We also kind of had to burst him down because this would have killed us, I'm fairly certain. Although we still have 44 armor, maybe we would have been fine. Yeah, we did what we could. 300 headshots. That's a nice number though. Like, this is what I mean. SWAT has some fun stuff about it. Not necessarily good stuff, but fun stuff for sure. I do think we got to like Farmhouse as the last map last time. I'm remembering something now. I remember it like it was 4 days ago. Well, what do we want to play here? I like nuked. You know what? Demolition is also nukes, so why don't we do a nukeception? At this point, I'm just picking maybe not so random perks. I'm just picking perks, man. I think picking perks is fine.
Here we go.
I probably should be playing the perks. Excuse me. I probably should be playing the perks that need XP more, but at the same time, they're not as much fun as the fully leveled up perks.
Decent beginning. Let's
So it
call
turns
it
out,
normal.
I'm just not going to play him. You know what? I'll just kill him with an actual gun. You've left me no choice. Yeah, I was going to say, we should down that guy.
Stay dead, Futzer.
We're getting quite a few nukes. Apparently this was a good pairing. The nuke perk with the nuke map. I just had to put him out of his misery, you know?
Safely open. Nicely done.
Demo is such a fun perk. Maybe we should try a slightly different loadout with him. Just for funsies. I mean, we gotta do something else anyway. We did M79. Let's do Tommy Boom. It fits. The shoe fits for that one. If anything, we probably should have gotten some more armor, to be real, but who cares?
Earth pressing down.
I was gonna say, like, what the hell is that? I couldn't tell that it was the head of one of the Zeds. Like, there's no collectible there. They look like nukes on this map.
Go kill some Zeds.
What is that? Sometimes I forget that, you know, the giblets, they stay around. I do want the Z time while we have this gun, so that we can actually drop like a barrage of nukes. A merv, if you will. There we go, you see, ask and ye shall receive. I mean, that's only 4. Only 4 nukes. Not that much. I guess I could have placed them better, but I just kind of wanted to deploy him. You see, someone is cramping my style. Somewhere a demolitionist is like, oh yeah, well I have nukes too. This time we got 5, so deal with it. Imagine just dropping 1 nuke. Cringe. I sleep. Dropping 1 nuke, I sleep. Dropping a merv of nukes, real shit. I'm just devolving into spouting memes at this point. I don't even feel bad though.
Perfect. Pod is open again.
I think it's fine.
Let's get you
I don't know if I have any like high and mighty thoughts that I could get into. There's always stuff on my brain, don't get me wrong, but
You are one very slippery neck.
I guess, like, let's see, what could we combine this with if we really wanted to? Does the gravity imploder? You know what? Let's work our way up towards the gravity imploder, because I cannot remember the last time I used that thing. But before we go crazy for that, let's just like buy ammo for this thing, because we can't buy the thing anyway this round. It's 2k. It's a rather expensive weapon. Perhaps too expensive for what it really is, because it's very good in terms of crowd control, but it doesn't tend to do much else. And it's kind of funny that like the RPG-7 is cheaper than it. And I mean, turns out explosions that kill everything is also a valid form of crowd control, as luck would have it. Because if everybody is dead, then they don't really have a chance to deal damage to you anymore.
Good start. Now finish the job. Allez.
I don't want to get hit by the husk, so therefore I will set myself on fire. You know, the ninjas can't grab me if I'm on fire. I wish he would have exploded though. That would have been sick. But yeah, I don't know. I had like a lot of thoughts in my brain before I started streaming, and now it's all head empty. But I'm sure I could remember some stuff if I really wanted to, and we can always pull out some other stuff. I heard a good analogy though for being funny on stream, and I do think it holds true. Originally I dismissed it. I was like, no, you can definitely like try hard being funny, but I have to be honest. It was North of Mine that phrased it, and I mean he's a very eloquent speaker. He's my Oshi, if you will. Wow, what a bad way of putting it, but at the same time, do go on, me, please. Essentially, the way he said it is that when you're trying to be funny on stream, it's a little bit like, you know, you're strip mining. You're down in the mine and you're picking away at stuff, and occasionally you hit a nugget. You hit a nugget, like a vein of humor, and then you extract it. But in between, you're just like doing the busy work, and I do think it's like that, especially with the way that I handle myself on stream. I definitely swing for the fences whenever possible in terms of jokes and humor. We might not always get it, but by golly do we try. Well, we can at least afford the gravity imploder now for sure.
Make your choices.
Let me really quickly read what it does. Launches implosion grenades. Gravity grenades that attract enemies. One of the most attractive weapons ever developed. Funny. So I think the idea is to use alt fire to, like, you know, pile them up and then hit them with the primary fire.
More Zeds on the scope.
I don't know if they ever fixed it, but it used to be able to knock down the big Zeds, like guaranteed with the first shot before they get like any. Man, the effects on this thing, like, imagine fucking seeing what you're doing. You're never gonna see what you're shooting with this gun. Holy shit. My bitrate? Does it nuke? I don't think it nukes. I mean, apparently it one-shots a bloat, though, which is kind of sick. It one-shots a lot of things. Did they change the damage on this? I seem to remember it being a lot worse. Yeah, the knockdown power is real, man. Holy. It pulls from pretty far away, too. Apparently that thing didn't die, though. Interesting. It does have some self-damage. Does it nuke at all? I can't remember. Maybe it doesn't. It would have to be very precise with it to get the nuke anyway. Yeah, let me see if this still works. Yeah, it does. Jesus Christ, that's like messed up. I guess maybe it's intentional, but it's so weird. Oh my god. This thing apparently is perhaps even more powerful than it used to be. It's really good in terms of damage. I don't remember it being this good before. What the hell? I mean, yeah, it kills your bitrate, and like, imagine seeing what you're doing, but at the same time, it does appear to be working, though. You know what we should try to do, but I don't think Demo has the weapon switch speed to really pull it off. I guess the idea, the big plan we could try to do, would be to use this, get Z time, switch to the Tommy Boom, and then just like drop a bunch of nukes. I think that would be like a cool idea. I don't think we can pull it off, though. I don't think Demo has what it takes to do it. We have no room for upgrades, but that's very common with Demolitionist. I don't think it's very good against the bosses, though, from what I remember, because I think the bosses do have enough crowd control resistance to not be, like, knocked down from the alt fire. So I guess we'll have to just see the damage. Her leg is kind of freaking out. She's got the old stanky leg, apparently. It's just kind of jiggling and wiggling in ways that it probably shouldn't. Maybe a doctor ought to look at that. The iron sights on this are so weird. It looks like it's made of plastic. I mean, it deals reasonable damage to the shield, apparently. I'm not gonna, like, try to crowd control her before her shield, like, is actually gone, because I don't think it's gonna work. It cannot possibly work. Why didn't I reload my gun? I was pressing the button. Oh, apparently I didn't. I wasn't, like, right at the corner. Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily the best, like, place to do this at. I'm trying to think. This is not that much better, but at least there's ammo, I guess. Finally. We can actually see the damage now. It's not bad. Decidedly not bad is what I would refer to it as. I can't tell if we're, like, actively hitting the crit spot or not. Let's try to, like, knock her down now. I mean, we're pulling her a little bit, but it doesn't seem to do, like, enough, is what I would say. It's such a weird firing sound, too. Like, it's not a good boss weapon. It's better for the in-between waves, from the looks of it. Why do I keep using it, then? I couldn't tell you, man. Hey, there's a nuke! What's that all about? We haven't nuked with this thing in, like, fucking how many minutes? 9 minutes and no nukes, and you're telling me that it was possible. I want my money back, bro. It's kind of fun to play around with the ragdolls with it, for sure. Well, hey, we're gonna keep on going. I don't know what the hell we're gonna play, but I am gonna go, like, take another bathroom break. I don't know what is going on, man. I'm turning into a pissmeister from the feel of it. Let's see. Nightmare is up next. But while we go there, I shall do this real quick. I am back once again. Thank you once again for your patience. Let me switch the scene back on over here. But before we get started on that, I gotta do something real fast. Alright, it's already been done. Wonderful. Truly, truly wonderful. Okie doke. Nightmare. Now, I wouldn't say that I hate this map, but I'm not, like, the world's biggest fan of it, for sure. Look, you might hate me for it, but I'm going in with Firebug. Unfamiliar territory? I do like the concept of the map. It's kind of cool. It's just that the boss fight arena is really not good, in my experience. You have, like, nothing to hide around on the whole entire thing. But all this other stuff, like all the set pieces, look absolutely sick with it. And I mean, the Halloween Zeds are gonna look fucking crazy on this too. I believe the deep lore for this map is that we're going into, like, some clown serial killer's brain, apparently. Very evil within. By the way, spoilers for that game, I guess. I think it's revealed in, like, the first 5 minutes that we get stuck in, like, a machine that is made up of people's brains, though, so... And a lot of that shit is implied. I've never played that game, by the way. It's one of those titles that apparently kind of flew, like, right by me. I was not aware, for example, that there was, like, a big controversial thing about its difficulty. Because apparently it was, like, incredibly unforgiving when it first came out, and, like, journalists hated it as a consequence, because it was not, like, a casual game at all.
Let's get you restocked.
I think later on they added a game, like a game mode to it that made it a little easier to play. Maybe they changed the checkpoint system, but I'm not sure. But apparently there's still some fucked up things in there in terms of difficulty. Like there's the little, it's like a giant dude with a safe for a head. Apparently that is like some of the most nightmarish areas in all of video game history. Not because my man is like so fucking terrifying, but more so because apparently the way it works is you have to kill him multiple times, but he has a limited number of respawns on the whole map, but apparently it's a very high number, something crazy like 40 or 60. And obviously you need to expend valuable resources to even do that. And at the same time, there's a lot of like poison gas that it doesn't even go off of health. It, I think, has like a timer that just kills you if you're in the gas for a certain period of time. I think someone described it to me, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it on stream at some point. I think it was Tob that streamed Evil Within. I can't remember if she got through that part, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Maybe she quit right around there, or maybe she did, in fact, continue later. But either way, I think I've seen, like, gameplay of that segment, and I think someone also explained it to me. And the way it was described to me, I was like, bro, this sounds, like, so fucking bad. Like, this genuinely just sounds like an awful time. Why would anybody make this? But I guess the whole point is, you know, it's not supposed to be pleasant. It's supposed to be a nightmare. Kind of like this like level that we're on. Still kind of weird though. I don't know, man. I think video games that are just like hard for the sake of being extremely hard are a little bit weird. Like, I understand. I kind of get it, but it's still a little surreal to me. But then again, I've never really played, like, Dark Souls, to be honest. I've played, like, a couple minutes, I would say, of Bloodborne. But I'm not, like, a PlayStation guy. I haven't been for a long time. I used to, like, we used to own one with my brother. PS1 and PS2, and those were fun. But I never really, like, stayed a console gamer after that. I had, like, a Nintendo Game Boy, and I really, like, am more of a handheld guy when it comes down to it. I mean, this is, like, risky to get right now, but we did buy plenty of armor before, so I think we'll be fine. And there is already some ammo on the ground, so I feel vindicated already. But yes, I never really played much of the Dark Souls, or any of the Soulsborne games, essentially. And if I would play one, I would basically just play Bloodborne, because the theme of it, the whole Lovecraftian thing, is just too fucking cool. I like it a lot. In principle. And I mean, I have played, I think, the very first, like, area of the game. And I don't want to, you know, badmouth one of my friends, but he played it before me. And what ended up happening was he used up every single blood vial that you start with. He kept, like, dying, basically. I never noticed this little thing. It's kind of cute. But yeah, he used up basically all the resources that you're given initially. So when it was time for me to go in, I think I mean, you don't have to fight Cleric Beast, but I think I was going to fight Cleric Beast. Or at least I wanted to. But the problem was, just getting to the boss fight was difficult enough because any damage that I took was essentially permanent. On account of not being able to heal myself because someone else on the account had already used all the blood vials. So basically I was kind of screwed. So what I ended up doing, I think I played for like 30 minutes, and basically the extent of my experience was farming the initial area in Bloodborne for blood vials, which is absolutely something you can do. It's one part of the game that people don't tend to like, the whole farming aspect. But in order to have enough resources to play the game, you do kind of have to farm. You have to farm something, whether that's XP or actual resources, like whichever you're comfortable with. But as far as I know, it is one of those titles where in order to complete it, you will have to like redo certain areas over and over again just to get resources that you'll need. Which, to be honest, doesn't seem like that bad of a thing for me. But then I really don't hate repetitive shit. I mean, case in point, I play Killing Floor 2, and I play the same shit all the time. And I prefer to play the same shit all the time. Like, you can tell right now I'm upset that I'm playing a map that I'm not super used to. Because I'm just weird like that. Creature habit, as they say. Again, we're just gonna do our loadout, quote unquote. This part of the map is actually legit creepy, but it's like such a cool concept. The whole idea that, you know, it's a childhood memory, so we're like in a big world, but we're very, very tiny. And then you got this creepy clown, the creepy drunk clown just fucking watching the TV. Interestingly enough, I think the TV... No, it is about his murders. I was gonna say, like, it might be about the Zeds, but apparently not. I misremembered. I thought that was the Zed thing that they put in here. But yeah, the big barrels and chairs and stuff, it looks kind of cool. I don't know if I should get into, like, Soulsborne stuff. A lot of people, in fact, most of the people that I know, like, play the games and love them. And I'm familiar with a lot of the concepts. I've seen, like, plenty of gameplay on, like, YouTube and Twitch, for example. But I don't know if it's really something that, like, interests me very much. And like I said, generally I'm not the world's biggest fan of game being hard just for the sake of being hard. Like, it seems, I wouldn't say like super counterintuitive, it's just I'm like, I don't know, I prefer to just have fun, if that makes sense. I was gonna say maybe we can still get her, but she screamed. I mean, hey, maybe one day I'll get into the Soulsborne games. I kind of doubt it, though, to be honest. I feel like if I was gonna be pulled in, it would have been Elden Ring, to be honest, with all the hype that it had. But it was kind of broken for me. I watched quite a bit of Elden Ring gameplay, and I wouldn't say that I disliked it. I think it's a great game to stream if you're into, like, this type of game, for sure. I'm gonna detonate that because, you know, she was gonna scream and basically delete it anyway. Because apparently, oh no, the siren is gone now. I was gonna say. Maybe she's still alive, but apparently not. I do think that out of all the possibilities, Elden Ring seems like the best, like, game to stream. And apparently it's also maybe the most welcoming if you've not played any other, you know, similar game. Let's just get this ammo box. I think we'll have enough money to do anything we want, but you never know. And I mean, this set piece is also really cool. Like, look at this stuff. And it's just under the floorboards. It's been here the whole time. You gotta, like, jump into it. I kind of wish the fall was longer. I think it would make it a little bit more atmospheric. We'll definitely upgrade this, and then we won't upgrade that, apparently. Funny sex number health is gone, I repeat. It's gone. I spent it. Well, let's go. But yeah, man, I don't know. Elden Ring, I gotta say, though, from a thematic perspective, and I know this is kind of weird, but it's the least interesting one for me. Even though it's basically just a continuation of the Dark Souls, like, hey, here's a dark fantasy world. Like, kind of what you would typically see in a Western RPG, but done by, like, a Japanese studio. But for some reason, it doesn't do a lot for me. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, man. Like, the whole idea of just like, hey, there's knights and dragons and shit. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, it doesn't get me that excited for some reason. I don't think I've ever been, like, in this part of the map at all, actually. It's kind of new to me, at least. Normally, I think I just fight whoever in, like, this part of the map here. Oh man, we actually dodged the laser attack? Insane with it. He's not even in his shield phase, by the way. Yeah, I'm happy with that detonation, for sure. I'm scared of the elevation. I was gonna say, like, if he gets, you know, like, below me, it's gonna be so annoying. I feel like we should have him dead to rights, though. Yep, we do. We do indeed. I mean, King Fleshman is not the worst, even after the buffs for Firebug, but then Firebug, like we've established, is just really, really strong. Yeah, I mean, this is a cool part of the map. It's just, like, more of a set piece than anything, I feel like. There's not that much room to fight dudes, you know? It's just a bunch of hallways. It's very pretty hallways, but it's not exactly, like, the crazy kookiest idea. Like, hey, man, it's hallways. It's like, oh, okay. I guess it's hallways. Netherholds. Oh man, that has a bunch of shitty spots on it. Weird map, that one, for sure. I don't remember anything of the event that it was released with. I do remember one thing, that I had, like, kind of a good time finding the actual secrets on it. And I didn't struggle too bad with it either. Let's do Gunslinger, but we'll do Elemental Gunslinger as, like, a concept. That seems, like, kind of fun. I do think we should try to move out to the courtyard if we get a chance to. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, this is courtyard over here. I like the burnt trees / burning trees. They look nice, and I mean the map has some cool design elements. It's just overall kind of weird. I do think that all the little secret zones that they added were like an interesting idea on this one. The breakable walls, I think they exist on other maps too, but this map probably does it the best out of all of those. Or maybe it's only on here, I'm not sure, but I liked it. I liked it, actually. And there's one, like, at least if you're playing two-player, there's one really good spot that you have to, like, break a wall to get into. Which is, you know, kind of a novel idea by itself. Usually all the good, like, camping spots are just laid out for you. You just find, like, oh, okay, so this has, like, fewest entrances, fewest, like, spawns nearby / inside of it, and then you just, like, stick it out there, basically. I don't know if we'll go to that spot, though. I guess we could, but I'm not necessarily, like, feeling like it. Plus, there's also that other, like, secret you gotta do. But I think that's just, like, this thing, right? We should already be able to afford one of the guns that we want, right? And, I mean, no, we can afford dual Spitfires immediately. Oh, I guess I can't. I can't break it like when it's not part of like time to do the wave yet. I thought you could.
Port closed. Go make a difference.
I was gonna say, man, like let me in. You can also break this. Get some more ammo. There's a lot of ammo in like this room. Apparently they do spawn like underneath me, which is kind of rude if you ask me. But hey, what do I know? We can just, like, burn everything, though. I think we should be fine. I don't want to set the world on fire. No, wait, that's, like, an actual lie. I definitely want to set the world on fire. I can't remember if there's some other big secret that you gotta do on here. I remember that I found all the stuff here, like, by myself. I don't think I looked anything up. I will say finding the nether heart was really difficult, and I think the reason for that, like, I struggled with it a little bit because there was an icon for it, and it like looked like a giant bunch of tentacles and shit, which I guess the nether heart like looks like that to begin with, but it was still kind of misleading, I felt, because when you think giant tentacles, I would think this spot, and I think that would be the nether heart, but it's not actually in there. Okay, I mean, this is important. I guess we can buy a winter bite if we can locate it. Oh, we can buy 2 winter bites. Man, these are so cheap. I'm always surprised. But yeah, I mean, so you need to open that, and you just have to do this. This one's the easy one. But the heart, man, the heart is hidden relatively well. Like, the purple color kind of gives it away. Although it like kind of
Last
flickers.
chance. I have to power down the pod.
But I can't remember like how I found it. But it is kind of cool. And there is like an audible heartbeat. I guess you could also use this as a holdout position if you really wanted to. The map isn't bad, it's just there's a ton of like places on it that are less than ideal for actually like fighting. I mean, this is one of them. They kind of like spawn up up top and drop down. You can kind of see it like right now. I was gonna say maybe they fixed it, but that would imply that they looked at this map after releasing it, which clearly they did not. It is one of those newly designed maps that has like a ton of ammo at least, so it has that going for it, but a lot of good that does when, you know, you're about to die basically because stuff keeps spawning like literally on top of you. Although, again, if anybody's going to be fine with that, I feel like that's Gunslinger, because we just don't particularly care. We can exit a lot of, like, various situations. As long as we don't get, like, actually completely body blocked from all around us, put in a corner, I think we should be okay. And even then, we have so much damage that there's a chance that we live. That's a husk from the sounds of it. The thing is, I don't really see it. Can we freeze him? I kind of want to freeze him. He doesn't really want to get frozen, huh? You're really not missing this time, it looks like. I had a period when those bad boys just couldn't hit me, but apparently those wonderful times are long gone now. I don't need the bullpup at all, actually. I think my logic is that we want to upgrade this once as well. Eventually we'll run out of the possibility of upgrading these, but when we get there, we want to pretty much have the Winter Bites upgraded more for the boss fight, because it's more important for the boss fight. For regular fighting, I think Spitfires is what we really want. I kind of want to run back out to the courtyard again. It might not be the best spot, but it's the spot that I like the most, I guess. I will absolutely say that like Netherhold is a weird map because it has like some elements that don't really fit. The random ass coolers and shit. Some of the more like electricity looking shit, like this lamp here, I don't know if it makes a lot of sense. It's there, I don't hate it, but it's kind of weird, right? I don't really necessarily know the concept here, other than it looks kind of like something out of like a weird horror movie. Probably should switch to, I was gonna say, probably should switch to the Winter Bites for that, considering he has like fire resistance. But hey man, let's just lose all of our armor and, you know, risk like total annihilation basically. From a husk, what could go wrong? We apparently just cannot explode those. We're not allowed to. We've not been like good boys enough or something. Let's like clear the trash away a little bit, and then we can fight this Frake. I do want to be careful because they can also just, you know, spawn behind basically. Right now, we are very, very Gucci. Even with that in mind. Oh, that's a big set of them, huh? Honestly, I'm just glad that no one ended up like grabbing me there. And I think that's like the last bunch of them, so once we deal with those lads, we should be fine. Yeah, I was gonna say we definitely set him off. No two ways about it. We did in fact freeze him though, so it's all good. Even like using the Winter Bites on trash doesn't feel so bad, to be honest, because the ammo is so cheap on him.
I'm impressed by your survival instinct out there.
We definitely want to fill him up. Let's see. Yeah, and I think we do the Winter Bites like for this. Yep, they're fully upgraded. The Spitfires aren't, but I think for the boss, the Winter Bites are just a little better. Well, let's see if that's true. Because it is boss time. There's plenty of rock formations that we can use as cover, at least in the courtyard. I do think probably the courtyard area that I keep like gushing about on this map is maybe not the best for, you know, the regular waves, but for the bosses it's definitely better than all your alternatives. And again, it's Matriarch, so I feel justified in talking about cover, because she's kind of the reason why you gotta keep that in mind. You kind of need cover for Kevin as well, but you can, at the best of times, dodge his attacks like fairly reasonably well. is just this chick that, like, absolutely demands that you find, like, a good spot to fight in. Which is also, incidentally, why Killing Floor is in, like, this weird state, at least in my opinion, because player skill is very important, but there's so much game knowledge that you have to get, which is, incidentally, why I think people that sink hours into this game end up really liking it, because you feel like it's rewarded. You know, your diligence is rewarded, even if really it's just a bunch of bullshit that you have to learn. The game doesn't really, like, give you an alternate option, basically. Like, you can't succeed if you don't know the various spots on the map, is what I'm getting at. There's, like, almost no hope of that. Yeah, that was very, very easy. But, I mean, hey, Gunslinger, man. Gunslinger is insane with it. I do think that, I like the Glock 18C a lot. I gush about it quite a bit. But I really, really like, you know, the Winterbites and the Spitfires. It's a fun loadout. I think if I had to pick just one loadout, if I had a gun put up my head, like put up to my head, and I was asked, like, hey, you only get to pick one loadout, and if you deviate from it, I pulled the trigger, then I think I would go with this one for Gunslinger. It's just the most fun. And I mean, hey, it allows you to grind that juicy 972 XP as well. Very important. Oh, hey, Moonbase. Moonbase is a good one. I'm gonna have to remember that we should, if we do another Killing Floor 2 stream this week, which might be Friday, but like I said, that's still up in the air. What I'm definitely gonna do is tomorrow we're gonna be streaming one last playthrough, like solo, of Shooter's Blood and Teeth. And we'll see what I come up with for Friday. Right now, it's penciled in as Killing Floor 2, but if we play more Killing Floor 2 going forward, then I'm thinking what we'll do... And I'm going to just go back to my old usuals, my old standbys, basically. But if we do play some more Killing Floor 2, I'm going to start with Hellmark Station, because we haven't gotten around to that one in the last, like, couple streams. And I, by the way, picked Demolitionist because projectile, like rocket jumping, is going to be very, very fun on this map.
How do you feel, scumbag?
Moonbase is kind of a fun map. It looks super weird. Like, this part of it is just, like, weird looking. I'm not, like, crazy about it, but hey, it's whatever. We are getting some nice nukage going, for sure. Oh, I guess he got poisoned. I was about to say, like, why is he attacking? Oh, I guess there's a thing on the wall there. I was gonna accuse them of coming out of my butt, as I usually do. Oh, he lived. He lived a little bit. Nice flawless, but then this is Moonbase, so it's fairly easy to do that, as it turns out. The fact that you can just jump to evade damage is pretty poggers. Man, this pod is kind of far away, huh? I guess this is more of like a classic sci-fi looking Moonbase anyway. You know, with the little lights on the floor and all the old school astronaut looking shit. It's got something about it. Like, it's not a bad map. I think we're gonna go Crossboom, because we haven't done Crossboom tonight. I will get ammo for it. I'm probably just gonna get all the ammo for it and hope that jumping will allow us to avoid any damage. I do like this room. They have 2 entrances in, so it's not the best, and you gotta, like, be careful with the lights, because you can absolutely jump into them. The downside of which is that, you know, you don't stay up in the air for so long, so if you mess up your fuse time on your, like, explosions or whatever, it could be pretty bad. But other than that, I think we'll be fine. And I mean, we're playing a very broken perk anyway. Oh, this is Husk, apparently. Well, we missed big time on that one. We didn't miss with that shot, however.
Now finish the job.
I don't know where you came from, but apparently they're just flanking me. Just a little bit. You can, like, jump on their heads fairly easily. I think there was an achievement for it, even. Like an event achievement, at least. It is very satisfying to, like, nail these shots, I will say. I think that even was a headshot. That one wasn't, but it's kind of fine. But yeah, so tomorrow is going to be Orky Day once again. And I think people might be bored of it. I'm not bored of it yet, to be completely honest with you. I'm still very much enjoying Shoe with Blood and Thief. Even if I realize, for example, that final playthrough is probably not going to be vastly different than what we've already done. But I'm kind of looking forward to it, and I don't think I've streamed on a Wednesday in like a very, very long time. I may have done it once before with like the Nightmare Reaper days, but man, those days are long behind us. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. Let's put it that way. I'm kind of excited to see what we get up to tomorrow. The question is, do we keep the crossboom? I mean, why not?
Final choices, people.
It's got expensive ammo, but it's kind of fun to use. I'm not such a big fan of, like, this room, to be honest with you. If anything, I feel more comfortable, like, going up there, if that is the place that I have in mind. Is this the starting area? This is kind of the starting zone, right? It's kind of similar to it, at least. I'm trying to remember. There's, like, one spot that I really like, but I can't, for the life of me, remember where it's at. The one spot we were in was not bad, just a second ago. You know what, let's go do an area. There's no point to it, but at least it gives us an excuse to be somewhere. I hope my voice isn't too bad. I've been, like, struggling with like, a sore throat just tonight. It's kind of weird. I was completely fine yesterday. I guess I strained my voice today, but I don't think I spoke that much before stream. So I'm a little worried that maybe it's some kind of illness. And not the good kind, you know, not the I'm the illest motherfucker you've ever seen. This is the bad kind of illest motherfucker you've ever seen. But I hopefully am actually healthy. Don't want to be sick. Being sick is not fun. But I think we'll be fine. It might just be like a sore throat from like the weekend catching up with me. I did do like a little bit of singing yesterday. Although, really not that much. I think I did like 20 minutes maybe. I didn't do too many takes of 16 tons, even though I think maybe I should have. I will say, and maybe this is, you know, just like trying to lower expectations. Like, I think it's decent, the attempt that I gave it, but there's clearly like infinitely more talented people out there that could, you know, do this project better than I do. I'm doing it for the funsies. Like, I'm not trying to flex my voice because I don't have, I think, the nicest voice for this. I enjoy singing is what it is, basically, and I like 16 tons, which is why I picked it. Essentially, I'm just, like, trying to use the stream milestone as an excuse to produce, like, something fun. I've recorded, like, some song covers, like, some vocal covers for friends before, because it's just something I enjoy. Well, I record them for myself, but then I share it with friends. And most of them are hot garbage, do not get me wrong, but I enjoyed the process of making them, and I think this is going to be very similar. The only thing is that it's going to include a little bit of editing as well, but not too much, to be honest with you. Like, don't expect a very involved, how do I put this, like, music video. Like, there's not going to be too much editing going on in it. Let's just go crazy with it. We'll figure out what we can fit next to it, basically. I'm thinking Seal Squeal is going to be the one, though. And then we'll just do, like, all explosive projectiles with fuse time. Maybe we'll fight the boss with the Seal Squeal, because it's kind of fun as well. It's really not a bad gun. Oh man, even more areas. I mean, hey, let's do it. Let's get in there. Big horde? Maybe I shouldn't have killed those, now that I'm thinking about it. Although we should have plenty of enemies to get the area with. I was pressing reload on my crossbow. You know, I wanted to load a second bolt in there. You should be able to do that, though. You should be able to overload your crossbow to shoot even more bolts. It just makes sense to me. You see? Shasta agrees. He just said yes. Definitely not like a coincidence. I was gonna say, where did my projectile go right then? But apparently it didn't go where I wanted it to. Let's trigger the trap and pretend that it's useful. I think it killed like one guy, though. Is this just all stalkers? Like, what's going on, man? No, apparently there's also clot variants. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, bro. lot of little spooters, though, isn't it? We're not going to be, like, getting a lot of nukes with this weapon for obvious reasons. I guess if we get, like, super accurate and would get, like, headshot kills with it, then after that we would get set time. Oh, hello, sir. I would like to go back into the zone, please. Oh, wow, the quarter pound is like a one-shot? With an upgraded one? Wow, that's insane.
Fantastic work.
Okay, this thing is rather good when you upgrade it against, like, the big stuff. Very, very interesting. I wouldn't say I was disappointed with it before, but it's even better than I thought. I mean, that's going to be a nuke, right? Yeah, okay. It's just about a nuke. It's like kind of heavy, but I could see this thing, you know, pulling some actual, pulling its weight maybe in something like Endless. Just for this reason.
Your work was
Being able
flawless.
to take out like the quarter pounds in one shot seems really cool, actually. Although probably on Endless it doesn't last forever, but I guess if you start like Endless hard, it would last a while because the health and everything scales off of the initially selected difficulty. But probably at around wave 20 or something, it would turn into a two-shot, which is still rather good, by the way. Like, that's still not bad at that point. And it has an AoE, so maybe it would take out like a whole group.
Start to wrap things up, as they say.
I mean, you can have Kaboom Stick with it, but we said Seal Squeal, so let's do that. It's been a very long time since I've used this thing. I like this spot for the fight. I kind of enjoy it.
Time's up.
Who's it gonna be? Who do we have to kill now? Oh, it's Kevin. So the right thing to do here, in my opinion, would be to maybe use the crossboom. If we want to rush him down, then actually what we do is we take the fully upgraded crossboom, which to be honest might even have higher damage than the Seal Squeal in the first place. I guess we could test it, like we'll be able to test it rather. And that's not bad at all. Do you think if we get like a headshot it matters? It doesn't. The explosion doesn't seem to crit itself. And apparently the bolt itself deals so little damage that it almost makes like no difference. Oh, this is a bad Z time for him. Oh, that was a bad Z time for him. My god. I kind of feel bad for the man. Like, if we wouldn't have gotten the Z time, I don't think we would have, like, just killed him right then. But he got nowhere. But poor guy. I mean, we did end up using the Seal Squeal. However briefly, I suppose. Alrighty, what would be the next map? Because I'm, like, just about, you know, like, close to finishing here. Monster Ball, huh? You know what? I'm thinking we'll save that. I'm thinking we'll save that for next time. Let's go to the home menu. We did a fair few maps once again. We didn't do all of our dailies, but I don't tend to do all of my dailies anyway, so I think it's kind of okay in the grand scheme of things. And I mean, this was a nearly 4-hour stream. I do think that we're gonna call it here. So let me check if there's anybody on that we could go on over to. Obviously there's always people on. Interestingly enough, I don't think I got a lot of notification emails about these people, but perhaps I did and they've just been on for a long time. It doesn't matter. But I have this thing where I don't just want to fucking raid like bigger streamers, like super big streamers. I kind of want to stay in my own weight class, you know. Probably that's bad for you, but it's how I'm going to choose to conduct myself for the time being. So instead of raiding somebody and making it awkward for myself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking us on over to the end screen. But before I do that, I want to thank everybody for showing up. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself. It was nice to waste away some more time on Killing Floor 2. And I mean, like I said, tomorrow we're going to be doing a little bit more Shoot His Blood and Teeth. And Friday is like, if it was a weather report, I would say there's a 78% chance of Killing Floor 2. But we'll see if I end up changing my mind. Right now, I would say no, because I had a good time, and we have, like, a map picked out for the next one. We could, you know, do some more janky stuff as well. So yeah, we could do that, and it seems very easy to get like through a stream with this game because I didn't realize it had already been almost 4 hours, and that tends to happen apparently. But either way, thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a good time. I know I did, and I will be back tomorrow with some orky goodness. So see you then.
Here is the safest place to be, in the modern home on wheels. Under you is a rigid steel foundation. Steering controls anchored to the frame. Dependable brakes to stop you safely in every emergency. Knee action to keep you steady over the bumps and set you down easy in case of a blowout.
So we have just an ordinary day, ordinary traffic. Yet any number of these drivers are potential killers. Here's one of them. He doesn't look like a killer, does he? That is why ordinary tires are not enough. That is why ordinary tires are not enough.
Let's get out of here before somebody gets hurt.